Just so you know, Geoff, I think your face is on the internet.
Audiences spending their time enjoying different types of content. Core and casual games, live and recorded television, sports and movies. These stories are lighting up on every device, from the big screen to the tablet to the mobile phone. The living room has changed radically over the last 8 years with the addition of the cloud-powered internet, voice and gesture, and more devices. To continue to lead, we must provide compelling answers to new questions. Can we take what you love and make it better?
Hey guys, welcome to the next stream. Welcome to Scheduling 101, where apparently Microsoft is revealing their new console like right now.
So
while
it's
we're
Mega Echo apparently?
It's Mega Echo. Oh, of course it would be. So... Well, you might have to... Is it really unwatchable if I keep the volume on? I'm not sure how to kill that echo because of the way that I'm feeding audio into XSplit. I think it'll mess everything up. Yeah.
You just kill the audio on that.
You kind of need to hear this goofball talk, though. I think it's a big part of the comedy value.
So you're not streaming the stream, are you? Oh, okay, there's no echo. Okay, good.
Yeah, if you look, did you see what I did? I mean, I can... It's in front of our face.
It's good.
But,
there's no volume control on... Oh, there is, maybe?
The one with the power to create experiences that look and feel like nothing else. The one that makes your TV more intelligent.
Oh man, my TV is getting smarter. This is amazing. Oh, I can't wait. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Xbox One.
One. Wow. It's the third Xbox, so they call it One. Like, that's brilliant, man. Wow. If they did it in the other order, like if there was one, the first one, then two, then we would know this one was going to be three. Seriously, like... The Xbox One! It's just... Really? One? Okay. So, oh, a built-in... Nice! It constantly watches you in your living room. I'll be taping over that.
Oh, here's the video. Epic. Looks like Square is back
Seriously,
in
it looks
style.
like another shitty controller. Alright. Alright. Forgive me, I cannot contain my excitement. It's cloud powered? No, it's not. It's not powered by the cloud at all. You might store some data there.
He instantly responds to you. Okay.
Yeah. Wow, instant. That must be really fast.
There must be nothing else to brag about.
Well...
They're talking about that off the top. B. Oh, it's got A and B buttons. Cool.
Oh, they really went with that professional sleek look. Doesn't look like a toy at all, huh? Alright. So how about, I'm going to kill this now, Geoff?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Sweet. Great. Awesome. Well, hey guys. Welcome to Pure Pwnage stream. Obviously, if you're super interested in that, you can always keep it going in the background. I think I'll keep one back here. Yep. I'm sure it's going to be fast. Right? It'll be faster than the previous Xbox, I'm sure. And it's awfully large. Looks pretty big, man. Do you have any impressions, Geoff? Do you care at all?
Man, I gave away my Xbox 360 to a friend because I just wasn't playing it.
If I was a better friend, I probably would have done the same.
I bought Red Dead Redemption. I was all into the hype. I was like, oh man, I love Fallout 3. Like, I want another, open world gaming experience. And the writing was so bad. It was just like groaning off the top. I know this is probably an unpopular opinion, but it was just such a groaner.
Oh,
for
dude.
me.
Have
And
you
then, like,
tried to play Diablo 3 or any of the latest Blizzard games? Like, the writing is just, oh my god, it's atrocious.
Yeah, it was really disappointing, and I was like, look, I'm just not playing this. I'm like, keep going back to the PC. Yeah, everyone's like, Red Dead Redemption was amazing. It's like, well, I guess it wasn't my thing. Yeah, I just compared it to much better games because I don't play, I don't play every game that comes out. I sort of wait for the big ones and the. So yeah. Anyway, sorry for saying that on the stream, guys. If that's disappointing for you, but I couldn't finish that game.
That's okay.
Maybe I should give it another chance. I don't know. Everyone's like, I love it. Like,
I'm sure people will forgive you. By the way, if anything that's actually really innovative and cool happens during that Xbox talk, you can link it in our chat or talk about it in our chat, and I'll keep looking. Maybe there's something neat. Honestly, like immediate impressions, it's like I'm not like into the camera in my living room thing. I don't know if that's because I grew up in a different generation, and that's like exactly 1984. Like there's not even it's kind of like it. It's like no, now that's it. Like camera in your living room watches everything. Can't even tell if the device if it's like on or off. It's like I don't know. The technology is a bit weird. Like anyway, like I wouldn't want it. Would you want it just always there in your living room, just always there, this eyeball looking at you? Like, is it just me? Maybe it's my old age. It's like I don't want to have sex in the living room. Like, I'd be like, are you sure it's like I'm gonna put a sock in front of it every time and stuff? Like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, Scarlett Johansson's cell phone picture is basically like, hey, the data's there. It can get out. Like,
yeah. And then once it's out, it's not going back in. But maybe that'd be good for my career. The owner of a sex tape.
Depends on what kind of porn you're watching.
Maybe that's what I've been missing out on. Here I am trying to make good stuff. Just need to have sex on camera. Sorry, I actually haven't eaten at all today. This is my lunch/breakfast, so I'm eating some sushi on camera. Hopefully in your culture that's not very rude. And if it is, sorry about that.
You should maybe tweet and Facebook and Chicken Man. Did you update our Facebook by any chance?
I'll just retweet what Dara just tweeted, and that
there you go.
Easy. Yep.
She did indeed.
Super duper easy. Now, Joel was going to make it today. The plan was to have Joel on the stream today, but we just heard from Joel that he's had a scheduling problem, and he's unable to make it. So that's a bit sad. So no Joel today. So we've got more time than we thought, I guess. You know what I mean? Holy. Sorry, I'm inhaling the sushi. She needs that.
What kind of rolls are those?
Oh, these were California rolls from a place just down the street, which is just imitation crab, cucumber, avocado, some fish eggs, wrapped in seaweed and rice. Which really, when you say it like that, you'd swear it doesn't taste so amazing, but it really does.
Yeah, I recommend, there's still some people that haven't tried sushi or don't eat sushi on a regular basis, like, because it seems foreign, seems raw, but it's awesome. It'll change your life.
I didn't try sushi until I was 24, I guess. I grew up in Calgary, out west. I was a really picky eater and never gave it a chance, and it's kind of a pretty scary food when you're a picky eater. You're like, ooh, raw fish. I'll stay away, but man, once you get into it, I think it's the fastest growing type of food in the world, right? I think there's like more sushi restaurants opened, right? Or something.
Hummus is big now too, apparently.
Oh yeah. Especially in Europe, whenever I'm there, I'm always amazed just how many, like hummus and falafel places like that sort of Mediterranean food, just everywhere.
I really like the first 3 pieces of sushi, says Fluff Sauce. Every bit past that makes me sick. Oh, that's too bad.
Oh, jeez. Well, I'm gonna eat sushi with you, dude. It's like eating bacon with my son. He likes to have about half of one piece, and he's like, yeah, I'm all done. You can have the rest, Dad. It's like, yeah, that's love. Oh. So, sorry, Xbox, worst scheduling ever. I think Xbox announced this like a month and a half ago too. I just didn't piece it together. We were having scheduling troubles last couple weeks, so I just like grabbed an available slot that everyone was good for and booked it. Are they still talking over there? Yeah. I don't know. I think, yeah, maybe it's, again, sign of my age. I think this is the least excited I've ever been for a console cycle. Like, my whole life can be charted by the release of the consoles, so right from, like, Nintendo to Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, and all those different eras, and all the competing products, and it's like, just, they all marked a time in my life. And this, I think it's the first time where I'm just like, like, I just don't really see how a console is going to push anything too much further. Like, controller's the same, there's no more buttons. I mean, like, the games are going to be slightly more photorealistic. It's like, okay, like, they all almost were kind of there already. And
yeah, but, you know, I could just buy a new video card and up the settings on whatever game I'm currently playing. Like, it's really just a basic hardware upgrade.
I think so, too, yeah. I think the fact that I'm also, like, an avid PC gamer and have a really nice PC, like, I know the Xbox One, which is, like, just announced and coming out soon, like, the PC I've been using for a couple months is still going to be way better. Like, even when that thing hits the market, I'll be like, oh, graphics are almost as good as at home. That's, I don't know, man. They'd have to have some really crazy titles coming out to get me excited. And even more sad is I'm probably going to, like, buy one day one, because I have something in my head that tells me I'm a hardcore gamer, I need to have all the systems day one. I don't know. Weird. Anyway. Yeah. I just keep seeing basketball. They're just showing basketball games, and it looks really photorealistic. Sure does. All right. I know, yeah. I don't want to be that PC Master Race guy either. It's like PCs are the best or anything, but I mean, but really they are, and it's more like reality guy, and they're just way more expensive. So that's the offset. It's, you know, it's not fair to compare a $2,000 PC to a $300 console. In fact, for $300, you're getting a lot of value out of a console, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, sorry, tuna here, mercury. Have you seen the Oculus, Geoff?
Oh, the VR thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's, I don't even know all that much about it. I should, like, spend more time reading it, but I guess it's a standalone device that was just put out, and then developers can make stuff for it, and developers are making stuff for it. I think the guys that make EVE Online put out some really cool demo or something of dogfighting in space, like Wing Commander style, but full 3D.
And honestly, like, I'm surprised that, like, Xbox and Microsoft are not doing that. Like, that's a new generation console in my mind. Is like virtual reality, like, move your head, the world moves. Like, come on, like.
Well, you'll notice that Nintendo has never put out a console with the same controller. They've never put out a console with just better graphics. It's the same as previous, but now better graphics, or now more socially connected or something. They're always making an improvement in the way that the user interfaces with the game. Like, that's another generation. That's a step up, right? Whether they were introducing the analog stick, introducing dual analog, there's always something. The motion control, now the screen on your controller, all this kind of crazy stuff. They're always innovating the control. Mm-hmm. But to only have graphical updates for, like, what, for the Xbox would be practically the third generation in a row. Hell, the PS4 is using the same controller again. It's just...
Oh, there's the share button there, right?
Oh, yeah, you can share now. Like... Man, again, I'm at that point where I don't know if it's my old age. I'm really not sure if I'm just old or those are really stupid, useless features, and the young generation feels the same way as I do. Because when I think of a share button, I think of a button I'm never gonna fucking press. Like, ever once. I'll probably play that console for 5 years. I would never press share.
Yeah, it's like the Windows key on the keyboard.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the Windows button. Like, I've only ever in my whole life hit that by accident, and it's fucked me up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
With some.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
but I guess it's a standard. They've made a standard, and they have to stick to it until they change the standard of the keyboard layout or whatever.
It's so poorly placed, like in between Alt and Control, like two keys that I use pretty frequently gaming. Oh shit. Oops.
So here, people are saying Windows key plus D. What does that do? I'm on a Mac right now. Show desktop. Oh, I always click the corner. Windows key L. What does that do?
I'm not pressing anything. I'm going to press something and the stream's going to shut down. Everyone's going to laugh. It's like the old Alt F4 trick.
Ah, locks the computer. I see.
Yeah, there are some handy stuff. I mean, I guess if you know, but I usually pop my button out right away on a new keyboard. Just get rid of it. Those useless keys.
Somebody should have like a hotkey tutorial or some kind of game or some kind of system that, so people can learn hotkeys naturally and effectively. I know that, I've only ever learned hotkeys when I like sort of drill it into myself. I'm like, okay, you're going to use hotkeys for this. You're going to stop clicking like a noob. But yeah, it doesn't seem like a very natural progression. Like it doesn't really pull you into it. I guess up until about a year ago, I didn't use like the F2 like bulk rename function, which I use all the time now. Like highlight a whole bunch of files, hit F2, rename them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
F2 is just rename? I didn't even know that. Yeah, it's funny. I've been using Windows or hell, all the way Microsoft operating system since DOS, and yeah, like I don't use almost any hotkeys at all. I just noob it up, left clicking, right clicking. I don't know if you can do that on your mouse, on your Mac. I mean. Whoa. Bit of a soy sauce spill. One more piece left and I'm done. Yes, that Oculus Rift thing. I don't know. That to me, that would be next generation. If they were like Xbox One now fully VR, it's like you put the shit on your head and you're in a world. I'd be like, that's next gen shit, man. That is next level. And yeah, it's almost here. I'm glad it's here before I'm dying. I actually thought, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Lawnmower Man from a long time ago. Have you seen that, Geoff?
Yeah, I saw it like in the 90s when VR was like a big fad.
Yeah.
It was going to be like, oh, there'll be surgeons like doing surgery in VR and like doing it remotely with robots, and it's all going to happen in 2 years and there'll be huge VR everything, and then all the arcade games turned into VR this and VR that, and there was a game that wasn't really a game. It was virtual reality something that was just like you make stuff in 3D and you walk around in a 3D environment. And it was so cool because there were no 3D games where you could manipulate objects. But VR was a big thing in the 90s, and Lawnmower Man capitalized on that. And I don't know what happened after that. Everyone's like, oh, no one wants VR anymore.
I don't know what the limiting factor was, but it really did look like in the 90s we were like a couple years off Oculus, basically. And here we are like 20 years later, and it's finally almost here. I don't know. The Virtual Boy was marketed that way. It's like show it 3 to people, but really it was fixed on a desk. Like you had to like put your head in something. It was black and white, or rather like red and white or whatever, red and black or whatever, I don't know. The colors were horrible. It gave you a headache right away. It was a really ill-conceived product, I think. Oh my god! All right. Okay.
Yeah, where's the big innovation though? Like I was saying, like why isn't the Xbox a virtual reality console? Why? There's they have all the show and all the production of like the Steve Jobs type announcement, doing the product launch and like talking on the big stage and showing a video and everyone claps and you smile like it's you're all proud of that video, but like it's really just nothing special. It's what everybody expected. Like, so why don't you just put it on the shelf? People will be like, yeah, it's a new console. It's what I expected. I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah. Well, the reality is the next Call of Duty will be on this thing, and that's what's gonna make people buy it. I'm still looking at this guy in the back of me. They're showing off. It's all these Kinect features. They're showing how high resolution the Kinect is. So they're showing we got a complete outline of your body. We can see your dick when it's in your pants, while you're sitting in your living room on your couch not wanting us to see your dick. What a technology, man. Wow. And all these people are like doing Tai Chi, like, and that's another thing, man. I know Kinect's old now and people bashed on it for a while, but I still think it's a stupid idea. Like I've always thought it's stupid. I don't know if we have maybe some Kinect players here who feel differently, but I think gaming without any feedback, like zero tactile feedback at all, other than what you see on the screen, and it's going to have this weird delay, and it's going to be awkward. I don't get it at all. There's zero appeal to me to dance in front of my TV. I'd be so self-conscious. I'd have to like close the windows and stuff. It looks so goofy. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Where's the like full 3D virtual reality MMO where you're sitting on your couch and you're connected to other people in an MMO, and you have your microphone, and when you talk, your character's mouth moves,
Yeah.
When they talk, their characters talking, you hear them actually speaking. The reverb is determined by the room that you're in the virtual world, and the further away, you have to yell to hear them, and it's like all this like. Wouldn't that be a great experience to have that sort of next generation MMO happen?
Oh yeah, dude, that experience with like Mario 64 graphics would be better than anything on the market today. But I think the problem is that it's like we have to wait till we're completely photorealistic before they start moving in that direction or something. Developers, I don't know. But man, I'd be playing that game, Geoff. Holy shit.
Yeah. So someone was saying like Skype, you can Skype on your Xbox now, like woohoo! Like that's one of the features. It's like screw Skype. I want to talk to somebody in the game. In a game context,
Yeah.
Like, not just like, oh, you can talk to each other while you're gaming. No, I want to talk to them as we would in the game, and like, and people I don't know because they walked up to me and they start talking to me. That would be great. Like, not because we joined the same server.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, now it's like TVs and all these features they build in, like even modern TVs come with them. I don't know if you've been TV shopping lately, Geoff, but now TVs come with like Twitter. Like, why do you need a Twitter app on your television? Like, oh, watching Game of Thrones right now, or I was, till I closed the window to open up Twitter to talk about what I'm doing. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's...
It really bothers me, man. All the apps at TV, like, everything's like connected. It's all so connected, man. You feel socially connected while you're at home on your couch. Yeah.
Well, really, it's just so they can put the Twitter logo on the box and say, oh, this TV has Twitter, I'm going to buy this one.
Yeah, yeah, and Facebook and everything else. It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's really remarkable. Oh, Game of Thrones, have you seen the latest episode? Well, I guess you're reading the book, so you're way ahead, right?
I haven't seen the Sunday's episode yet. I have it waiting in my directory. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I don't think they can shock me, I guess.
Yeah, well, we shouldn't talk about any spoilers or anything.
No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't.
I can neither confirm nor deny whether there's shit going down, but the actor that plays, I think I sent you an email about this, Dara, our chicken man, actually updated her Facebook status. She's like, oh my god, Gareth from The Office is that wildling.
Oh, I saw that email, and yeah, sorry, I got it super late. Yeah, I saw the email. I sent Gareth from Wildling. So I'm only saying this, I'm proud, not bragging, but it's almost never the case for me. It's always Stacey that makes these notes. But literally, man, 2 seconds on screen, first scene is in, I'm like, fucking Gareth from The Office, BBC.
No way.
And it was like the first time ever I beat Stacey to a call like that, So I was pretty proud of it, man. I was pretty proud. But yeah, I noticed it right away. Pretty cool, man. I'm glad to see him getting work. That's a great series to become involved in.
Yeah, well, he's been working a lot. He's like a pretty popular actor.
Yeah, lucky guy, man. Yeah, what would a stream be without this pepper shaker? It's becoming a classic, man. We'll have to take it with us. Put it in the movie somewhere.
Yeah.
Give me a drink of something.
Oh, sure. Can I?
Oh, thanks.
Do you want anything else, Master?
Well, there's a lot of room under this desk. You could fit under there. It's going to be a long stream. So, in Canada, it was just May long weekend. Someone's talking, but I can't hear them. Did you do anything for May for May long, Geoff?
No, man.
No.
I was just riding my bike.
That's mostly what I did too. Just ride my bike. Lots of bike riding.
I was riding my bike and watching Downton Abbey.
Watching what?
Downton Abbey, man.
Downton Abbey?
There's a British show called Downton Abbey.
Oh, Downton Abbey. All right.
Yeah, it was really high rated. It's a really popular show. They're in season 3 right now, or they just finished season 3, and it's like starts in like pre-World War One England, and yeah, it's a drama. It's like, basically a bunch of people having problems with each other is the whole show, and they're all like super first world, like ultimate first world problems. So because these guys they live in an abbey on inheritance, and they don't work, and in fact it's considered like not good for them to work because of their status. So it's like it's one of those. It's I never experienced the culture firsthand, but it's like you're too good to work, kind of, because of your blood and your nepotism and whatever that you have inherited.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of funny. You know, it's a really well done drama, but at the end of the day, you always have to realize, you know, they're all having problems and they're all upset and it's all big drama and their lives are shit. But they're not shit. They eat like kings and queens. And they have people that dress them and, like, you know, choose their clothes for them, and, you know, it's like all they do is eat and write letters.
What is
the rich people in the house?
I don't know what TV viewers' fascination with whether fictional or reality, because so many reality shows are like that too. But just people like to see really rich, privileged, ultra 0.1% first world people complain about their lives. Like there's some allure there. They're like, oh, like the whole Kardashian thing and the Paris Hilton thing, and I just strange.
Yeah, without any spoilers, like there's a scene where a rich inheritance man, you know, like I don't want to say who, loses the bulk of his wealth in a railroad investment, and he's crying. He's crying in this scene, and the music's there, and, you know, the characters are reacting. You're invested in this character, and I felt sad for him. I'm like, oh, he lost his inheritance. He's gonna have to work, baby. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck is he crying about? Like, it's funny to watch it when you're, you know, if you think about it in that way. But hey, it works. Like, it works on me. I'm like into the characters. I'm like, yeah, that's so sad. You lost your money gambling it away in the stock market.
Yeah. Yeah, I prefer stories about people that have nothing and then rise to do something great, you know?
Yeah.
It's like I can relate. It's like, yeah, I have nothing. Maybe I could do something great. I can relate to these dreams of these characters.
Yeah. Someone's saying, well, their show is also about their servants, to be fair. It's like, yeah, that's all that's true. It's like half servants, half people that live off of inheritance. But yeah, it's a really interesting show, really interesting culture. If it was that way, I don't know. But anyway, I recommend checking out a couple episodes. It's stylistically different too. The music really keeps it moving. It's like, it's not the typical music you would have in the drama. It's like really just making it kind of move forward, and the way it's shot. You know, there's a lot of, they have an amazing location, so there's a lot of like long steady cam shots and whatever else, like Sorkin shows. But
man,
anyway.
I don't know. I'm always talking to people like you or Joel, and so I was like, watch this show. I honestly don't. Well, I would say I don't know where to find the time, but like it's really that, like, yeah, I have a kid. You don't. I think that's the difference.
He's not into Downton Abbey.
Yeah, and well, dude, it's like Tuesday afternoon. I still haven't found 1 hour to watch Game of Thrones from Sunday. Like that's I'm like, waiting for that moment, because also I can't really watch it when he's like in the room, because we tried that once.
Like boobs?
Yeah, for some reason in my head I'm like, no, Game of Thrones is not that bad. I'm not worried about the boobs. Like we'll walk around naked in front of them. I'm just worried about the heads getting cut off and the language and the violence and stuff. You can see titties all day.
Yeah. There's one scene where a character grabs another actor's vag in this latest episode, and I was surprised. Like, you never see that on TV. Like, you didn't actually see the vag, but the actor quite obviously grabs a vag through the clothes of another actor, and it's like, you know, I guess you do that for HBO, but typically you don't touch it, like, have one actor touching another actor's genitals.
Dude, are you talking about the scene where he just like so can you hold on a sec? I'm actually having other people talk to me while you're talking. I'm not that skilled yet.
What's that on your chest?
Do what with it? Well, no, because that's a new code. I'd have to make an image.
Oh, this is we got a Noob Store coupon. That's what that is.
Why are you calling me a noob? Okay.
This is like a reality TV show.
It is, man. It's happening. Hold on. Let me this box revealed. I thought I had it somewhere here. There is a... Oh, geez. Now how am I going to add... There's a coupon code. Stacy just let me know. She just activated one.
Nice.
But I don't know where the heck I put it.
So if people want to know what I'm drinking, it's vanilla chai tea. So there you go. It's really good.
Oh, you know what? Ignore that coupon because that's not even the right coupon. So that won't be the right one. Just give me 1 sec. I'm just searching directories in the background. You could talk during this time; would be helpful.
Sure. Hey, what do you think of the new Daft Punk album?
Oh, I didn't know. No, I haven't.
So Daft Punk, weird marketing, like amazingly hyped. Like everyone was like, "Oh, I love the '70s vibe, awesome." It's so well mastered. It's like Quincy Jones level of quality, and I was listening to it. It's like, wow, amazing engineering and recording, and mixing and mastering. But yeah, and it's like it's pretty good. Musically, lyrically, it's lacking, but of course, it's Daft Punk. You wouldn't expect that. But it's so repetitive. Like it's like I get bored listening to the song halfway through. Like I kind of want to cut it down and like edit out the repetitive parts, and then it'd be a great album for me. But I guess that's what you should expect when you buy a Daft Punk album. But yeah, I recommend checking it out.
Oh wow! No, I haven't even thought of. I didn't know there was a new album, and I don't think I've heard Daft Punk since they had that song that was like super duper popular, like way back when.
Yeah.
Trying to bring it to mind, but failing. Someone asked what I'm drinking. I actually have no idea. Stace made this for me. I think it's some kind of iced tea or something. It came out of a can anyway, and then she put ice in it. Now, what's I gonna say? Is that Xbox thing over, by the way? Did we miss anything? Like, really?
Yeah, I can't wait till the highlights come out here. Let's see if I search Google News.
No, there's no Kraken in there. It's too early for Kraken.
Oh man, did you see that video of the woman that found her dog in the rubble during a live interview?
I did. And I guess it's just how cynical I am, but it almost looks staged. Is that horrible of me? But just the way their reporter's like, oh, there's a dog that's like happened to be right behind us the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I guess it's touching. I thought it's funny that she picks up. She's like, "Oh, thank God!" And in the midst of all that, it's like completely leveled. Everything around her is just gone. Everything in her life.
Glad God did that.
Yeah, what a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a weird response to those kind of situations, I think. But I mean, whatever gets you through it, they just lost everything in their whole life. So those are the moments I know I'm not wrong, but I don't want to be an asshole, so I let it go.
Isn't like extreme weather and like natural disaster like associated with God the most in terms of like what people think God does?
Yeah.
So it's like oh, car accident, thank God I survived.
Yeah.
like okay, car accident's a bad thing that happens, but it's not necessarily like the go-to God bad thing, right? But like thunder and lightning and tornadoes, like that's God, right?
Yeah.
So
well, it's even defined legally as an act of God, right? It's not like a legal term.
Yeah, that's the legal term for things that are beyond anyone's foresight or control, right?
Yeah. Should we do a drawing contest today?
I think we should.
Yeah, I think we should too. But I don't know what. We need to generate. Last time it just developed organically. Someone misspelled FPS Doug in the really newbie way. So sometime in the next 12 minutes we'll announce something, and then whatever comes to our mind. Unless you got a good idea. So people can suggest ideas in the chat too. If you suggest an idea and we use it, then I will say your name out loud.
On the stream or just like after?
On the stream, like right away.
Tomorrow,
Actually, yeah.
Out loud by myself in my underwear.
I'll call your name the next time I'm with my girlfriend. Some people, I guess there's always like a different, there's always different people in the chat, and some come, some go. So every time I mention T, then there's always people in the chat like, oh my God, Jarett has a newblet. I always forget that. Yeah, I do. I have one newblet so far that I know of anyway, and His name starts with the letter T, and he's just turned 3 years old. And he's actually quite into Angry Birds these days, I have to say.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's like, it's a pretty new thing. I don't know. He was really into Train Simulator 2013 and Minecraft, and now all of a sudden Angry Birds, so, you know. Well, I scream your name when I'm with my girlfriend. Oh, man. That's nice. That's really nice. Hey, did you know I met a kid in Calgary? This is the first time it's ever happened to me. Named Jarett after me.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't tell you that. I forgot to tell you that.
What are the circumstances? Is it?
I don't know. He's 3. He's actually just a month older than T, and his parents are both really big fans, and they just liked my name. They just thought it was a unique and cool name, and so they decided.
So they decided to have him like destined for a lifetime of misspelling.
Yeah, they weren't right. Yeah, that's what I let them know, which they're already totally familiar with, like, because he's 3, so they've already had enough Christmas and birthday cards to know. But yeah, it's not like they were ultra hardcore fans and they did it out of worship or anything. They just like they were fans and then thought, wow, that's a really nice name, and have to agree, right? Can't disagree. But my kid will be named Mid or Feed. As your new you learned shadow word pain yet? I don't know why I just found that so funny. But
shadow word pain.
Yeah.
Classic
Yeah.
spells. And for the amount that people end up spending on Warcraft, I was just thinking about that whole VR MMO thing. The amount that people end up spending, the amount of time people invest in Warcraft, wouldn't it make sense for Blizzard to like design and sell a custom Warcraft machine and sell it for like $200, $300 or whatever it's going to be? Like you could put together dedicated hardware just to run that one game. It was all contained, all like updated, and you know they could even consider that an advance. You know, it could come with 2 years of subscription. So everyone who got really into WoW and wants the next gen MMO and wants VR and whatever else. Yeah, because the consoles, they're just not innovating, and PCs are a general machine.
Yeah. See, what I've been waiting for, or see if it ever happens, is for PC games. Like, say a PC game comes out, but it has a unique controller that's been designed specifically for that one game, and that's it. And so it could even come with a game. Like, there's a reason to buy a game in a box and a shelf, because right now, like, the idea of spending $60 on like, a disc with data copied on it, it seems like really absurd. The last couple games I bought, PC games, which was years ago now, in a store. I mean, I buy them on Steam, but it's like this huge box with a tiny disc inside. But I thought maybe now for $60 they could start throwing some hardware in there. It's like, oh, here's your crazy controller that is used only for this game, and then it becomes, I don't know, even more sporty in a way, because it's almost like, okay, soccer's played with a soccer ball and this is played with that, and this game, everyone that's good at it plays with this weird controller, and it's about mastering this controller. I don't know. It sounds bad, but yeah, I'd like to see more hardware tied specifically to games, especially esports, personally, because inevitably what's going to happen. I mean, I think we're obviously still years away, but the mouse and keyboard can't stay forever, and I don't really want consoles to take over esports, but I mean, like, the mouse and keyboard weren't really designed for gaming in mind, and I'm sure that if anyone sat down, they could think of a better way to interface. The mouse is actually pretty decent. Like, I like, it's a good gaming device, but really, like, the keyboard, like, I mean, there has to be a better device for your left hand than a 101 key keyboard that was developed for typing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So you need some analog control on your left hand that's really missing on a PC. Really, really missing. You have a bunch of buttons, but they're just all like on or off buttons, straight up digital. And I really like the idea of, like, maybe in the future your left hand also has some kind of analog device, kind of like dual sticks on a console. But yeah, when I look in the future of esports, I just can't imagine like 2,200 and stadiums filled, and they're still using typing devices to play the game, right? Maybe it'll all be the Oculus then, yeah. Maybe it'll all be Kinect then, man, and I'm just like so out of it. I'm gonna be dancing.
Yeah, your body is the controller.
Yeah, your body's a controller. Well, I guess that becomes just like real sports then, all of a sudden, too. And what kind of sucks about that, actually, in a huge way, what sucks about that is that esports offers this potential for people who weren't born with like perfectly physical, you know, they're not perfect physical specimens, right? They're not the jocks in school. It's like it's the idea that you can compete with your brains, and not just your brawn, and things like that. Plus, I mean, technically, like, well, if you look at esports, there are dudes. I don't know if you saw this dude, but there's a guy that streams League, and he's pretty close to quadriplegic. So he lays on his stomach on a bed, and he's got 4 buttons where his toes are, so he can like move his feet up and down way at the back of him to hit these 4 buttons, which represent his QWER in the game. And then he plays with like a, you know, like a chopstick, essentially the equivalent, in his mouth to touch some keys, and he uses his eyes, something in his eyes, because his arms don't move. So he has a thing in his mouth and his 4 buttons for his toes, and then he uses his eyes to move the screen and do stuff. And he plays League at like a really high level, like not like ultra high, but I think he's like gold or something, or like better than the average League player. And he streams and stuff. And where was I going with that? Oh yeah, I just like the fact that esports allows a guy like that to potentially, maybe not, you know, maybe he could be the best player in the world. Like once it's totally neurally connected, you could have quadriplegics be the best gamers in the world. That's pretty fucking awesome. Whereas if it only moves in the direction of like, oh, Connect, it's purely physical body, you're like, oh, more sports are people that were already physically awesome to keep winning and play.
Yeah.
Anyway, took too many words to say that. Yeah, he got a pentakill, and that's when he became really popular. I think he did an AMA on Reddit after that or something. But
wow.
Also, Geoff,
can't say I've ever had a pentakill.
The best part too is that there was like a big paper in Norway that did a huge article on him. He's got a lot of online coverage in Europe, and then I found out like weeks after I'd heard of this guy, oh, he's from like BC, Canada, and it's like classic Canadian media, like zero media coverage in Canada. Had no idea he was even Canadian. Oh no, fucking Norway's on the case. Like,
yeah,
sounds pretty familiar, man. Sounded pretty familiar. I had a good chuckle when I learned he was Canadian. And yeah, if you work in Canadian media and you do news stuff for Canada, just
there's not a lot of.
Just get your head out of your ass. That's my polite way to get with the times. Quit being retarded, that kind of thing.
Oh man, did you watch any of YouTube's Comedy Week?
No, I didn't. What's that? It was like an award show.
So they did like, well, they got some like traditional media stars, like Sarah Silverman, and some YouTube stars, and they put together a big variety show that was live. YouTube's Comedy Week is this week. Like if you go to YouTube, it's like Comedy Week on the logo. Are
they live streaming stuff? Because there's a banner off there at the top of YouTube. It's like tune in now. I saw it this week or something. Is that?
Yeah.
Is that
so there's a lot of live events, and there's a lot of special channel videos going up. And there's Norm Macdonald is a traditional media star that now has a YouTube channel, and he did some stand-up show, but it was so the feedback was so negative. Like, the number of thumbs down on the live show were like 1/3 thumbs down or whatever. It was just so weird and contrived, and like, the traditional media people were just like phoning it in. They like didn't seem like they didn't care about YouTube, and then the YouTube stars is like they're kind of out of their element, like doing live shows and stuff. Like,
and there's a massive professionalism gap.
What's that, Jarett?
There's a massive professionalism gap. Like, I don't think you can take someone like PewDiePie and then put him up next to Norm Macdonald, who did like a decade on SNL and is a trained professional, actually funny guy. It's. I don't think the worlds really blend. But then again, I don't see YouTube as the new TV. I see it as its own thing.
Something
but
different, yeah.
It's totally different, and I think people's expectations of what they get out of it is different. And it's so different, in fact, that if you take traditional content, like Norm Macdonald, traditional comedian, you put him on YouTube, it doesn't work, man. Like he might bring in tons of eyeballs online. You have that kind of comedy, that kind of TV comedy you put on YouTube. It doesn't work, man.
Well, he doesn't have a lot of subs on his channel.
Probably not. No,
not as much as you expect for like a guy who was on Saturday Night Live for I don't know how many years.
No, YouTube is a weird animal, man. Some of the funniest videos I've seen on YouTube, they have like 30,000 views, and it's just, I'm like killing myself laughing. It's like mature. It's like really well written stuff, and then and you just come across a 2-year-old biting other 2-year-olds' fingers, and I don't know, man. Is it 1 billion views yet? I don't know. It's depressing, man. Actually, makes me really not want to make content for the internet. It really does.
Yeah, you know, like YouTube spent a whole bunch of money on this live show, and you can tell like the production was like amazing. It was like a big live event, and it's just like that's not what YouTube is. Like you're trying to force something into YouTube that didn't happen organically and doesn't fit in the medium, and that's why there was such huge backlash. Like people don't want to see, you know, the Epic Mealtime guy in some other context. It seems like.
Yeah.
Other than doing what he does on his cooking show and like doing the thing that he does well and that, you know, is his brand.
Yeah.
But you know, it's really weird. Like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with YouTube. They're trying to compete and trying to become, you know, more akin to traditional media. But you know, who knows? You can't control what happens.
Yeah, I'm scrolling in the back looking for maybe a Lemmy Show sketch or something to put up here to show people what, you know, how really well written, really well delivered comedy can really, you know, just get sub 50K views on YouTube, and then we could follow it up with a link to PewPewDie content and just show you that kind of market. But again, like watching my son's behavior, because my son's 3, but he has an iPad, thanks Grandma. But he has very limited time on it, but I like the idea of him learning to, you know, he's very comfortable with technology, but you know, he can search and he can find his own stuff and he can develop his own interests like via YouTube. And so as he does this, and usually it's, you know, parentally monitored activity, but I realize as he watches all these videos, there's so much content, and again, he's 3, but he would find something like PewPewDie really funny, and he'll watch it, and he has his own history, and he's learned, like even at that age, how to navigate and how to find their own stuff, and I just think that I've always just drastically overestimated the average age of YouTube. Like I really think there's a lot of 3-year-olds on YouTube, a lot of 4-year-olds, a lot of 5-year-olds, and I would love to know like what an average age of a comedy watcher is on YouTube, because like if it was single digit, I don't think I'd be surprised now when I realize T and all his friends and like this whole generation, man, like they're on iPads since they're 5 years old, and they're out there looking for comedy. He likes to laugh too, but just what makes a 3-year-old laugh is not what makes a 33-year-old laugh. So yeah, I think maybe that's the whole difference. Maybe that's the only difference with YouTube. It's not something more complicated about people's, you know, intentions and what their expectations coming out of it. Maybe it's just that it's 9-year-olds versus 29-year-olds on average or something like that. I don't know, but. I don't know, man. But yeah, he finds these shows, and lots of people are watching them. All this, just people jump around screaming.
Yeah, man. It's yeah. There's that channel I found. I found a guy that did something about being stuck in a Hot Pockets commercial, and it was like it's that very basic sort of gut laugh, you know.
It's all so on the nose. Anyway, I don't bash it, but yeah. It's all very amateur, but that's what YouTube's supposed to be, right? It's kind of like the amateur porn version of TV, I guess. And there's an appeal to that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, but yeah, there's yeah, we're just getting old. That seems to be the theme of these streams. Is like.
I know.
We talk about something, it's like, yeah, man, we're old.
Well, you know, it's on my mind a lot, because ever since the movie got funded, like, I mean, it's the last 6 months of my life, I've dived back into, you know, being Jeremy and trying to get back to where I was at, you know, in the early Pure Pwnage days mentally, and getting, you know, I'm just, you know, nested that deep in so many communities now, and I'm just getting back into, you know, because that's where the writing comes from, and I think that's what's making me feel old now, is because as I do that, it's more obvious to me that it's been almost 10 years, and so much has changed, and I felt more personally drawn to it before, whereas now I have a more old man perspective. Like a lot of it, you know, bothers me, or I think it's stupid and stuff like that. Whereas maybe I wouldn't have felt that way at 24, even though I feel like I really would have. But I don't know. Anyway, that's what's on my mind all the time, because I'm being Jeremy half the day. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I have a good scene idea I haven't told you about. That probably shouldn't talk about here on the stream, but that reminds me.
Sweet, yeah.
Some good ideas.
Yeah, I got a good sex scene, Geoff. I got a good sex scene. Yeah, it's gonna require about 7 really hot females I want to start casting right away. And oh, getting dirty looks over there. Okay. I
wrote it down.
Wow,
if somebody hacked my Google Docs, you would like you would like have a whole bunch of Pure Pwnage movie stuff to read.
Dude, I get worried all the time about my Google Docs getting hacked and my Evernote getting hacked and stuff like that.
Oh man, my password is insane.
Oh, it's insane. But what if Evernote got hacked? You know, I don't know what their security's like, right? What if some guy at Evernote that works there just can go look at anyone's shit? Because there probably is a guy at Evernote that can just go look at anyone's shit, right? So there's always something a bit scary about being in the cloud like that. And
yeah, man, I bet like if you were Mark Zuckerberg, can you just read anyone's Facebook? Can you just like just log in and just start reading people's messages? Like, can he? Like it's like if I ever met the guy, I would ask him, be like, seriously, just can you read people's Facebook? Like you're the man.
Of course, yeah, of course it can. What did I see here? Any thoughts on Nintendo taking Let's Play's money? Can someone follow it up in chat with more specifics? Does that have to do with the backlash I heard about some YouTubers were really pissed at Nintendo? Is that why?
Yeah, sorry to change to stay on the topic, but like someone's saying he can, but legally not. Like it probably says in their privacy policy that we're not going to read your shit unless law enforcement subpoenas us.
Yeah.
But honestly, Facebook could seriously put like in their privacy policy.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg can read your shit.
And
people will be like, Facebook, rah, 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 I hate you. There'll be a bunch of media, and then people will be like, okay, I'm still using it though. Like really, people would. There's no way people are leaving Facebook and going to Google Plus en masse, no matter what they do. Like it's funny. It's like, oh, I hate Facebook. I'm deleting my account, but then they come back a week later. Like,
dude, and you know what's funny? The only people that say that on my Facebook, it's like the fourth time they're saying it. Like you've either never said it or you're on your fourth time, and you're just that kind of drama queen. By the way, if you've quit Facebook more than once and then went back, you're a drama queen. Your family and friends might not let you know that your whole life. I'm letting you know right now. And nobody thinks it's cool. But you know, actually, Facebook, though, although their global numbers continue to grow, that's because of their explosion into like brand new markets and emerging markets. But really, all the established markets
shrinking. I heard,
are shrinking. Yeah, so the U.S. and the U.K. and Canada, they're all slowly shrinking. In fact, they lost 4 million users in the U.S. alone last month, or I don't know if it's month to month or since some period earlier this year. But anyway, their users are slowly declining. And I know for a fact, like personally, like I barely use Facebook compared to, you know, if I go back a few years when it was a central, you know, place for me to keep in touch and communicate with my friends. And I've gone back to like email, and then I'd use Twitter for public stuff and email for private stuff. Like, in fact, the only reason I still log into Facebook, I usually do it once in the morning with my like, you know, morning routine, is to make sure no one wrote me on Facebook, because you know some people only communicate via Facebook. But
you can have notifications go to your email. That's what I've done with my Facebook.
Yeah,
messages.
I could actually. Yeah, that would be the easiest way.
You want to check it?
Yeah. So anyway, I would like to see them die. It'll be a slower death. It'll be like a MySpace thing. MySpace didn't drop overnight. Not that it was a particularly prolonged death, but it was still not that super fast. But I'd like to see it. You know, I heard there are some new social media networks like Path. I think one was called Path, which is essentially like a Facebook with a really neat feature. The one difference is that you're capped at 150 friends or some number like that. And I don't know if you ever read or watched when Google first put out Google Plus, the Google Circles it was called, and they put out this video. It was like an hour long. It was a great talk about all the research that went into the design of Google Circles, and talking about how human beings by nature tend in groups towards a cap size of 180. So tribal humans, most tribes would grow to whenever they would surpass 180, roughly on average, the tribe would divide into two tribes and like split up, and then they'd grow back to 180 and divide into and back to 180. And there's something like intrinsic with our nature that's like we can't know more than 180 people at a time. Basically, like that,
and sustain a relationship.
Yes, and sustain a relationship, and just like have them in your mind and think about them, and that's like our cap tribal size. So, and they published all this research. It's all really interesting stuff. Also because they went in and they took all Facebook users across the world, and then they divided. They found like the average number of friends, and sure enough, it was like 180. It was almost exactly this natural number. So, I guess in comes Path, and it's like they're just going to cap you. So all of a sudden, even just adding that one game design mechanic, like that one difference, really changes the whole tone of using the service, right? You can't just add anybody. What happens when you're at 150 friends and there's this guy, you just met him, he's a really nice guy, and you want to have him on path, but now you have to drop someone else, and I don't know. Apparently, this service is growing at a very fast rate. I don't know if that'll be the next one, but 2 years ago, I would have thought that Facebook was here till I'm an old man, and it's like no one will ever pass it. And then 2 years later, I'm sitting here, I'm like, that's what everyone thought about MySpace. And now, like, the possibility that Facebook does die in the next decade, it's there in my mind now. And
yeah. There's a few major missteps. I think like I was really upset that they stopped news updates pushing to your feed from pages you liked. So, for example, if you like Pure Pwnage on Facebook, and I hope you do, if we update, we're like, hey, we're doing a stream right now. It will only go to a subset of the people's feeds who have liked us.
Yeah, I heard that.
And it's, you can control it. If you're like, oh, I don't want to hear about Pure Pwnage, but I want to like them. Yeah, you can do that. You can turn us off. You can change the notifications. You can control on your end as a user how much you hear from Pure Pwnage in terms of the updates. But now Facebook made a change that it only goes to 10%, roughly 10% of the people who like you. And it just selects them randomly or through whatever algorithm. I don't understand the algorithm. But it gives us the option as the page owners to pay to promote the posts, and that puts the post on more people's streams. So it used to be just on everybody's, and then they just made a change and said, oh yeah, if you want it the way it was before, you have to pay now. That really pisses me off, because people have actively said, I like Pure Pwnage, I want to hear from them, I'm going to like them on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then Facebook doesn't let you hear from us. It makes us pay to get the message out to you. Sure, you have to monetize it somehow, but why not stick with ads? Like, aren't you making enough money? And there was actually a guy who was a blogger. I can't remember the details of the story, but the point of the story is that he built up his Facebook as his main website and would had 1 million people following him on Facebook, and that's how he would he would do a news update, and then he'd have 100,000 people go to his website. One day, only 10,000 people went to his website, then 8,000, then whatever. And he's like, I'm doing the exact same shit. How come my traffic is decimated? And it's because Facebook just made this change. Said, oh, we've invested all this time and money making content through Facebook, through a platform that we that we built, and now we're just going to screw you and make you pay for the same service. And it was like, yeah. Anyway, yeah,
crappy, man. Yeah, and it was just like, which wouldn't be so bad if it was transparent with the users, maybe. But like when I like a page, I assume I'm going to get all their updates, right? And so, yeah, a little strange, but
yeah, it really sucks. So Google Plus wouldn't do that. It doesn't seem like it's in the philosophy of Google to pull a fast one like that.
No, I don't think they would. But yeah, I don't. Google's still promoting Plus, man, and they're integrating it more and more. I don't know if you noticed, but Gtalk, which we've been using for years now, is gone. I mean, it's still there in your browser, but
it's a Hangout now.
It's Hangout now, and they've integrated with Google Plus Hangouts, and they're bringing they're merging these things together. So I don't know.
Yeah, and they're merging it with YouTube too. It's all just one account. So. Yeah. Kind of everyone does have a Google Plus account.
And Google Plus's users monthly are growing, right? And Facebook's are shrinking. So I don't know. I just don't think it. I don't know if they're ever going to meet, but yeah, we'll see. Google's getting scary. I have a lot of faith in the company and their current executive leadership, but the reality is at some point these guys are going to die, and this massive empire is going to move on to people that weren't even there at the start and may not have the same corporate ethics that Google had, and then all of a sudden, and then you're sitting on this company that's worth more than most countries and has more power than most countries. In fact, with the knowledge they have, they're arguably becoming one of the most powerful entities on Earth.
There was a whole bunch of legal stuff going on with Google Glass and privacy, because the technology's there to have imagine you're walking down the street and you're wearing Google Glass, and it's automatically recognizing the face of everybody you're walking by, and
and
giving
tagging
you all the personal information that they have put on the internet at any point in time. Here's you download the naked picture app of if they've ever been on Gone Wild or or Reddit gone wild, or if someone's ever spitefully put a naked picture of them on the internet, you have that information. You can walk around like ding, 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 like this person has naked photos, and then there it is right away, like in real time, like like.
And of course, I mean, the facial recognition technology is already there, so they've now tagged you whether they want to or not, and somewhere in the giant cloud of the internet, it's like they know exactly where your location is, and as you pass more and more people on the street, like every step you take and everything you're doing is becoming permanent record, right? It's terrifying to me that's like what we're moving toward. I'm actually pretty scared about Google Glass. I mean, I watch the video and I get excited by the potential. I love the technology. Actually, as a filmmaker, like I love the idea of being able to camera up the actor's eyes and have these types of exchanges. I've had actually a lot of really crazy ideas about the types of things you could do with Google Glass in that kind of controlled setting. But the idea of people walking on the street and everyone that's passing me with glasses, I don't know if they're recording me or not. It's like, imagine you're walking on the street and everyone that was on a phone is just constantly holding up filming, and the red light's on, you just know they're filming, and you're walking down the street and everyone's just filming everything. Like, maybe I'm socially weird, but like that would make me very uncomfortable in public, and I'm pretty law-abiding too. It's not like I'm out there doing evil shit, but that's a pretty scary future. For me, anyway.
Yeah, like it's going to change a lot of things. Like just knowing that if there's something that people gawk at, or would usually whip out their cell phone and start recording if you're kind of like an asshole.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. If you're a huge dick. Yeah.
Then it's like there's going to be like 50 people with Google Glass, like if it becomes a popular product, like recording. And it's
everything.
Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's his name? Steve. Who's the computer scientist at the University of Toronto that's had Steve Mann, who's essentially built Google Glass himself, like 20 years. He's been recording his daily life and had. I'm ... pretty law abiding, I think. Jarett, Cale, 2013. Funny quote. Hey man, we all break the law sometimes. That's how the law is designed. That way you always feel like you're a criminal, and everyone is. What shit? Yes. So Steve Mann. So he was in a McDonald's in France, and he walked in. But his is actually like physically attached to his head. And so he walked in, and the manager said something about his like whatever. And he said, "Oh no, I've turned it off. I've turned it off." And like, okay. And then a kerfuffle happened, and he actually got physically assaulted by management at some point, and they ripped it like off. They tried to take his glasses off him because they said you cannot film in this private establishment, which is actually within their legal right. Like you can't walk into any restaurant with your camera going. We know this from filming Pure Pwnage. You can't just walk into anyone's house or anyone's restaurant with a camera and start filming everything. And that's no longer public. And so they asked him to remove them. He said, "I can't remove them." He's like, "But don't worry, I've turned them off." And then something happened. Probably his American accent didn't help in France. And then they end up ripping off and causing damage to him and to the device. And so then he like sued them. But what's amazing to me when you read this story, I don't know if you read this blog post by him, and everyone's all supporting him, the entire community is supporting him. But what's funny is like he's supporting the entire blog post with pictures and video of the incident after he told them he turned it off.
So he's well.
and then he argues that the only reason he had any data, any media from the whole event was because when they damaged his machine by touching him, they broke the part that deletes the stuff that he's not supposed to be recording, so it accidentally got saved. So what he turns off isn't the fact that it's recording. He's turning on something that just automatically deletes stuff after he's recorded it. I mean.
He's
a little bit sketchy.
He's been in a few like scuffles with people ripping his machine out of his head. So he's like he wants to make a point in having these stories. Like there was another amazing story he wrote in his blog about going through security at the airport. And it was like recently after 9/11, and he wears a computer. He's like, and it's part of his body. It has like heart monitoring, like blood sugar monitoring, whatever. Like it's in his veins and part of his body. And psychologically, part of him, like he's always like he's used to being connected to the internet all the time and accessing data, and it becomes an extension of your body, as you'd imagine. So it's psychologically damaging to have like this machine torn from him that is a part of him because he wears it all the time.
Yeah.
And so at the at the security coming back, even though he had cleared this with the airline ahead of time, saying, "Look, I'm that guy that wears the computer. It's probably going to be a problem with me at security." So the woman's like, obviously, whatever amount of training she has to go by the policies, and there's no judgment call or no leeway. These people, they're not paid to think and make choices about what's dangerous and what's not. They have a policy to enforce blindly, and there's no wiggle room. So she's like, "Okay, turn the computer off and turn it on and turn it back off again." Remember, we had to do that. Like after 9/11, that was the policy. If you had a computer, you had to turn it on and then turn it off, to show that it was an actual functional computer, not loaded with dynamite or whatever. So he's like, "I can't. It's part of me. I can't turn off part of my brain." And then sure enough, there's security, and they tore out his computer, and he's bleeding, and they put him in a room where they this is the funny thing, they didn't put him in the detention area or whatever. They put him in the room with all the confiscated goods when he was already past security, so he could have at one point filled his pockets with knives and whatever else if he had been felt inclined. But it was just so much idiocy going on. And then they wheel him onto the plane, and he's bleeding, and he's torn out computer, man. And then everyone, since it was so close to 9/11, after 9/11, everyone starts complaining they don't want him on the plane, so they wheel him off the plane, and because they didn't want a bleeding man that was security problem on the plane, because they were just so scared. And he asked for the first aid kit, because he's bleeding, and the steward did not provide the first aid kit because of the amount of paperwork required. If you open a kit, now I got to fill out all these forms. So they didn't give him the first aid kit because of all the bureaucracy and paperwork. On one level, it's a funny story that he has all these problems and probably has a part in making them happen. But at the other end, just to see this dysfunctional post 9/11 bureaucracy, all these problems. Anyway, no one's listening to me right now, says somebody in all caps.
We do need a contest topic pretty soon. Maybe it should be Xbox One.
Oh,
wow,
dude.
what a bet!
For sure.
Should be Xbox One, maybe something Jeremy's response to the Xbox announcement. What do you think would happen? I don't. But that's not a good drawing theme. I don't know. It has to be.
If we did something to do with Xbox, though, it's got to be maybe the Xbox you wanted versus the Xbox it is, or whatever, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Xbox One. Okay, more ideas in chat. Xbox One. That's a. Yeah. I mean, I guess when I first heard Wii, I thought that they couldn't have had a worse name, and then it grew on me, and I realized the genius of naming it Wii, and there's no word in the language. You Google the word Wii, and they're the first result, and etc. But honestly, man, I don't want to be premature, but I think Xbox One's a really stupid name. When it's your third Xbox, it's really weird. Nexus One did it, wasn't right? That was their first Nexus. They called the Nexus One Google's phone.
Well, also when you have a huge quantum leap in product and you change it, that's when you kind of reboot the number, Windows, Windows, going back in versions, Windows 7 versus Windows 8. I don't know, maybe that's a bad analogy, but what have some other products been where they've sort of rebooted the numbering system or whatever?
Just some ignoring number systems is popular in games that have had too many sequels. All of a sudden, it's no longer Call of Duty 11 because you realize, holy shit, the franchise is 7 years old. There's 11 of them, but it's you just colon some bullshit, right? What's the next Black Ops called? It's Black Ops colon some bullshit. Quickly, someone in chat. It's probably embarrassing. I don't know, but it's really hard for me to care. Ghosts, yeah, Call of Duty Ghosts. At least it's not Blops. Ah. So what are people going to call this? COD? Anyway, yeah.
COD.
COD. Yeah, COD, man. COD. That's not so bad. COD, right? Heard it here first, man. COD. Sweet.
The iPhone isn't going to be the iPhone 14, the iPhone 15, right? At some point, they're going to reboot it, and they're going to have some big. They're going to choose a moment when it's a big quantum leap in style or quality.
Well, they did that with the tablet already, right? I mean, it was like iPad 2, new iPad, right? Or
iPhone X.
Was an iPad 3 before it was new iPad? I can't remember.
Let me check Apple.com and see what they're doing with their iPads.
I don't know, man. Okay, so we got to pick a theme right now, man. It's 2:15. Give people half an hour to generate a picture. What would Jeremy do with the new Xbox One? What do you think about that theme? What would Jeremy do?
Great.
Yeah, okay, so what would Jeremy do with an Xbox One? Draw a picture. Has to be a picture. Can use words too, though. And then throw it up on Imgur, Imgur. God, if you don't know what Imgur is, you're seriously a hurting mutant. And you need to link it in the chat, and then Fem will hopefully keep track of them, and we'll take a look. So you've got half an hour. So don't rush. Don't upload in the next 5 minutes, because then you did a much worse job than you could have done. All right? I really wish Joel was here, man, because he's the big console gamer of these guys, and
I'd like to get his opinion.
If I were having a big three-way for this whole chat, I'd like to know what his opinion on Xbox Live. I'm sure he was watching the announcement. Oh, he just posted on Twitter. Oh my God, let's all go read. I couldn't really care less about an entertainment center. Okay, yeah, he's feeling what I'm feeling then. Yeah, it's again, see, we did the same thing. Like, we want to be the one-stop hub for your entertainment center, and then Xbox will do it, and PS4 does it. It's kind of like, well, like, I guess I don't know the numbers, but does the average home gamer own only one console? Like, is it a good strategy that they all try to become the one hub? Like, when they know that really it's a fucking gaming device. Like, yeah. I don't know how many people are going to buy an Xbox because, like, shit, like, I really need a whole entertainment hub because I have nothing right now but a TV, and this will solve all my problems. Like,
yeah.
I think in 2013 we kind of have this, most of the stuff, and all we're doing is adding or substituting pieces in our entertainment centers, right? And so the whole, like, it's everything in one, and I don't know. And maybe I'm rare, but I'm on like year 7 now of having a PC hooked up to my TV. So like the whole thing with like Facebook and Twitter and Skype on your TV is just like, dude, like you didn't know what a fucking HDMI cable was like 7 years ago? Like everyone has a computer in their house. Like it takes a cable to hook it up to your TV, just a cable. Like that's it. It's a big monitor. That's it.
Yeah, and like how some YouTube videos are not, they won't let you play it on a TV device. Did you ever have that? Did you ever have like
No.
Sometimes I'm on YouTube and I'm on my Western Digital TV box, and it says like I want to watch this YouTube video, and it says, oh sorry, you can't because this is a TV device. And it's like, what the hell is the difference? Like if I had an HDMI on my laptop and put it on there, I'd be able to play it on my TV. Like it's really ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like it must be a licensing thing. Like there's some archaic legal language somewhere that differentiates between TV devices and PCs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Google's doing something good, like the Google Fiber. Like I wish I could have Google Fiber.
Dude,
their highest tier comes with like a TV box and comes with like
200 channels or
channels,
some shit. Yeah. And multiple boxes for your home. Yeah. Dude, every time someone gets like Google Fiber on Reddit, they like put a big Imgur, list of all the of their installation process. Like I've seen a few now, like it's pictures of my box, it's pictures. Then they like take a screen cap of their speed test on net speed, and it's really disgusting. It really makes me sad. And they're just in the weirdest spots too, man. Like you would think they'd start downtown major city centers, right? But no, it's like they just start buttfuck nowhere is their strategy. It's really weird.
I don't know why. It is really weird. It is really weird that like their rollout strategy.
Well, they're testing the wall. Maybe I'm taking a guess, but maybe it's like they're doing the Hick test. Like if Hicks are ready to get Google Fiber, then bang, they can roll it out to everywhere, and most people are going to pick it up. But if you roll it out in a major city center, which is mostly people with good incomes and who have educations and are tech savvy, well, them getting it doesn't really tell you much about the mass market because they do not represent Hick and Hickville. So they roll it up to Hickville, and all the Hicks are picking it up. It's like, oh shit, it's definitely a mass consumer product now. I don't know.
Yeah, there's probably a
No offense to
better
Hicks
word
if you're a
for
Hick, by the way.
There's probably a better word for the demographic that
The Hicks?
we're talking about.
I don't mean to be using that derogatorily. I'm just saying. Hicks.
Picture that guy chewing on a piece of weed.
I do. And he's got Google Fiber. And I'm downtown Toronto with 1 megabit up. It's just wrong.
Yeah, man, that's really... Yeah, your internet at home is just false.
But, oh yeah, so I have bad news. I don't even know if you know this yet. I found out just a few days ago that I'm moving. Did you know this?
I heard that your landlord's moving into your house.
Yeah, so I'm getting kicked out.
Which is great, because you can look
at
this internet speed before you move into a place.
I've been wanting to move for a while purely because of the internet reason, but that's a really hard, it's a hard move to make purely for internet, right? It's kind of like going to pick up my whole family and move because my internet's not fast enough where I live. But now it's being done for me, getting kicked out. So the good thing is that when and this is happening right now. So amidst production of the movie, this the worst time possible, I have to move. And I don't know when's the last time any of you in the stream have moved. It's a fucking massive pain in the ass. It's a huge deal. Holy fuck, it's a big deal. And it's just when I think about all that fucking IKEA furniture I spent hours building, and now I'm gonna have to deconstruct and rebuild that shit, it makes me swear, man. Gets me.
Well, moving is one of my least favorite activities.
Not too many people are probably counting it among their favorites.
Okay, I can mop a floor, I can clean a bathroom, and it's okay, I'm cleaning the bathroom, I gotta have a clean bathroom, I gotta have a clean floor. But moving is worst. It's the worst of all the chores to me. I'll mow a lawn, no problem. Hey, nice fresh cut grass, whatever. But there's just something about moving about doing something, and then you move a box, and then you look back at all the shit that you still have to move. It's I'm not even putting a dent in this, and just that feeling over and over again. I don't know what it is. I don't know how else to explain it, but I just really hate moving.
Yeah.
And there's those services. A friend of mine recently moved, and it was moving for work. She works for a multinational company, and it was we're going to pay for your relocation, take care of the moving, and they actually had one of those services where people come in with white gloves, pack up all your shit, take pictures of where it was, what room, mark it all up, box it all up, super fragile items are all taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
You're having a coffee down at the coffee shop while this is going on.
I thought that might...
And then they go and they set it up and they unpack it for you, and it's just you come in and it's just shing. It's like Star Trek teleport just happened.
Nice.
They just teleported everything to where it should be logically in your new home. It's expensive, but it's man, I think I might, if I do a big move again, I think I might look for one of those services.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I wonder what the cost is. I'm pretty sure it's it's out of my reach this year, but maybe the move after this one, whenever that will be that one. My strategy is generally I buy a couple cases of beer and then send out emails to my friends saying free beer, help Jarett move day, and usually a couple suckers show up, and by the end of the day they didn't realize that half a dozen beer was not worth 8 hours of physical labor. But
it's I could have bought beer.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's good times. But yeah, so I am moving. But on the positive note, so I am not moving. I'm not going to move into a new place that isn't in an area that has first world internet, which means that as soon as I move, I won't need to travel all the way to Mark's here to do the stream. I'll actually be able to do it from my home, and we're streaming at home.
Someone's suggesting that you enlist the help of the fans to move.
I should. Oh man. If it wasn't for the fact it was my personal shit, it's I got his underwear! It's and I know I'd look over and see some guy smelling a bit, and that would be it. It'd all be ruined for me. But
yeah, man, and also they might have an idea of where you live after that.
It's true. They would have to move it somewhere, right?
You'd have to move again.
Yeah. Anyway, so
have everyone blindfolded and you drive them blindfolded through the house.
Cover the street signs, yeah, the numbers, yeah.
Horse blinders on.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's happening in the next 2 months. I've already been looking. I spent so much time in the past week trying to frantically find a new place, and it's like tough. I know it's boring stuff. People don't hear about this, but man, especially Toronto right now, it's like it's not a good time to move. There's not much out there, so I fear a downgrade in the quality of my life. But oh well, it's yeah, kind of crappy. Really liked where I was. It's a really nice area. Anyway, that's what I get for not being an owner and just being a peasant, man.
So how are we doing on this contest? We're doing what would Jeremy do with Xbox One?
What would Jeremy do with an Xbox One? Yeah.
And you draw a picture, you give us an imager link.
Oh, of course you did. Yes, leave the... Oh. I'm going to run a speed test for where I'm at right now. Oh, and the first submission is here. What about PlayStation? Oh, sorry, man, the announcement was... Right, the PlayStation 4 was revealed, right? Right? I think so, right? Yeah. Same controller. Oh yeah, the share button. Now I remember the big reveal. I don't know. Look at this. Okay.
Oh, you know what? Another contest, maybe for next time, should be if you're gonna have a dedicated button on a controller, like the share button, you're gonna go as far as to add a whole frickin' button for the function. What should it be? What beats share? Like,
I don't know. Kill yourself. Device pops up, fucking shoots a laser in your face for wanting to use it in the first place. I don't know. I just posted, by the way, in the chat the speed test from where I'm at right now. So I know a lot of you posting your speed chats, your speed tests, but take a look at that motherfucker, man. It's no Google Fiber, but 50 megabits up. Pretty cool.
That's what you're on right now, right?
Right now, yeah, right now. Ultra fiber, right downtown, just amazing. Yeah. Yeah,
Bell. We're on Bell, unfortunately supporting that company.
Yeah, 2 millisecond ping, 50 down, 50 up. No messing around. 50 down is not all that impressive. I think my crappy cable at home gets like 50 down, 1 up. It's all about upload, right?
And I had a bad experience with Bell. I'll never visit that.
Well,
it's one of those times when you have a bad experience with a big company, you're just like, I'm done. I'm going to do everything I can to never have a product or service from this company ever again for the rest of my life.
And that's still that phone from a while back, right? Like you're afraid. Okay, sweet. I'm glad you're still on that. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Fight the power, man.
I stopped hearing from the collection agencies, so I think it's over. But I know maybe I should explain that according to a contract and policies that Bell has, I owed Bell $180 for many years that I refused to pay, and in fact it was because a salesperson, it was an old school phone, it was a long time ago, like 3-4 years. I said, can I browse the internet in QWERTY mode? And Bell and Bell's garbage firmware that they garbaged up on the phone, instead of just having the original manufacturer's firmware, limited you can't browse the internet when it was in QWERTY mode, so a dual flip phone. And so I took it back. And I was like, "Oh, you lied to me. You said that I could do this. I want to return this phone." And he's like, "Okay, yeah, just return it. Sure, no problem. Return it. Here you go." And he's like, he looks at it. He's, I can't take this back. I'm like, "Why not?" It's like, "Well, you've used it for 22 minutes of talk time. It says in your contract you can only return it if you've used less than 15 minutes of talk time."
Nice.
And my brain snapped. I was like, "It's like you're fucking kidding me. You have to be kidding me." And he's like, "No, I can't take this back." I'm like, "Can't you just fucking take it back? Like 7 minutes of talking on the phone." And he's like, "No, I can't." And I'm like, "Well, who do I talk to that can have the power?" He's like, "You can call the Bell head office." I'm like, "Well, I'm at a Bell store right now. Can't you talk to somebody?" And he's like, "Well," and the systems are set up so that so that he has to call the 1-800 number. He can't even call anybody more directly than I can call through a 1-800 line. So he puts me on, I'm on hold, I'm like talking to somebody, and it's like, and you get to talk to somebody, like, here's the situation, 7 fucking minutes, and they go like, sorry, and I'm like, well, can I talk to your boss's 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 boss, please? Like, I want to talk to some motherfucker that can make a decision. And they're like, sorry, no, there's nothing I can do. I'm like, there's just stonewall, you stonewall. And the guy's looking at me in the store, he knows I'm going to get stonewalled on the phone as much as I'm going to get stonewalled in real life. So I got mad. I was like, okay, well, fine. I'm just going to have to use this phone for a month or whatever and get something real. So anyway, I'm like, well, I'm you know, do you want this phone? Because I'm going to tear up the contract. I'm going to forget about it. I'm going to get my credit card off the system, and I'm going to stop paying. And he's like, well, okay, if you're going to do that. And so anyway, sure enough, Bell's like, oh, you got to pay us. You owe us $180. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm going to stonewall you. So then they goes to collections, right? So what happens is the Bell sells the debt to a collection agency for like $10 or whatever because they don't want to deal with that shit. So now this collection agency system, they send you a letter. They send you one nice letter, and it's like, hey, give us the money. Then they send you a like, give us the money, like fuckface letter, right? Yeah. A bit meaner, right? And then they say like, then the third letter is like, we're gonna ruin your life if you don't give us the money. And then you get out of the letter phase, you start getting the phone call phase. So then, phone call phase is like, hi, we're gonna ruin your life. Well, first of all, it's hi, I'm calling from so-and-so business that isn't descriptive of what they do. Can I please verify your postal code? Is this Geoff Lapaire? I'm like, yes. Can I please verify your postal code? I'm like, verify my postal code? What do you mean by that? It's like, well, I have important business to discuss, and I can't unless I verify your postal code. I'm like, okay. And it's like, well, so can I verify your postal code? I'm like, you go ahead. It's like, well, what is your postal code? I'm like, I'm not going to tell you. I don't know who you are. It's like, well, sir, I'm this person. My name is this. I'm from this company. Can I verify? I'm like, I'm not going to, someone I've never met, I'm going to tell you my postal code? Like, are you serious? You seriously expect me to say my postal code right now? It's like, well, I can't discuss business with you. I'm like, I'm fine with you not discussing business with me. That's fine. So then that happens for like, you know, for like a year of people trying to verify my postal code. And it's some legal thing. They have to know that they're talking to the right guy because they're going to give out some of my personal information, right? And they can only call you during certain hours. They can only call you once a week. So, you know, I had my new phone then, a real phone, an Android phone, and I just put, you know, silent.wave as my ringtone for all these numbers these people were calling from. And I would only answer it for my own entertainment to talk to these people. So then, at some point, after a year and a half, I said, I got to give these guys my postal code. I want to talk to them. I want to see what they're going to say. So, you know, now if you give them the postal code once, they can verify that you are at that number, and then they can talk to you. So they started talking to me, and they're like, well, you owe Bell this. And I'm like, well, I was lied to, and I think the contract is invalid. And in fact, I think there's zero purpose of talking to you about this because you don't, it's not going to make any difference. You're still going to ask me to, like, pay you the money, and no matter what the circumstances of my situation are. And they're like, well, sir, you know, they keep asking me, well, why do you think you don't owe the money? Why do you think you don't want to pay? You signed a contract. And I'm like, well, these are the reasons. But, you know, and they're like, well, you know what? There was one woman. There's a bunch of different situations that happened, a bunch of different conversations. And one woman kept asking me, why do you think you don't owe the money? Why do you think? And I kept answering her, and it was like a recursive why thing. And I just said, well, I think this. And it's like, well, why do you think you were lied to? It's like, because the information was false that came out of his mouth. And, you know, and it's, well, why do you think that he, you know, why do you, and she just kept asking why. So I started asking her, I'm like, well, why do you ask me that question? And she said, well, because I want to get to the bottom of this. And I said, well, why do you want to get to the bottom of this? So, okay, short version of the story. You know, and so I kept asking her why, and I said, I'm asking you why this time to illustrate the pointlessness of the recursive why questions that you were asking me. And it was this weird meta conversation that I'm having with this collection person. And there's another guy who there's another guy who was like, you're not going to be able to get a credit card if you don't pay this. And I was like, I believe that is a lie. And he's like, no, it's not. And I said, banks will not give you a credit card. I said, which bank? And he said, all of them. And I said, okay, so if I go out tomorrow and go to a bank, and meanwhile I got credit cards out my ass, I got mortgage, and my credit's fine. If I go out tomorrow to this bank, they're going to say no for a credit card. And I was like, that's a lie. He's like, well, no, it's not a lie. I'm not a liar. I said, I have a question for you. Can I ask you a question? Is it policy for you to lie to people in the course of your business, or are you lying on your own choice? Like, did your boss tell you to lie to me, or are you lying to me on your own choice? Are you know? And he's like, I'm not lying, but anyway, he was lying. But yeah, you can have really weird conversations with collection people trying to get money, but really they can't do anything. They can't really ruin your life unless you owe a lot of money, and then you won't be able to get a credit card. But yeah, I bored Jarett out of the stream chat. But anyway, yeah, it was interesting. There was one other story of one other guy who actually, I told him, I'm like, hey man, I'm on an Android phone. I got silent.wave. I'm only answering to be entertained. And he, I'm like, so he knew that I would not answer when he'd call me, every day at 2 p.m. or whatever. But he actually used his own personal phone, got a new number, and like went over the Call of Duty. I was like, dude, wow, you are good. Like, can I talk to your boss and like ask him to get you a raise? Because like you're actually going above and beyond the Call of Duty to try and get this money from me that you're not going to get. And and then he offers me. He's like, okay, I'm willing to settle here. If you pay in the next 24 hours, if you pay half, we'll consider the matter settled. And I was like, if you offered me 1 penny, I would not have a principle. So that was my position. But yeah, anyways, fuck Bell, man. 22 minutes of talk time. 7 minutes beyond the limit of 15 minutes was the reason why I couldn't return that phone, and I was just so mad. So it ended by, I'll tell you how it ended. So I asked the guy, I'm like, well, how long are you going to be calling me? How long is this collection thing happening? He's like, for forever. I was like, well, I'm going to die. You're going to die. The company might fold. Like, things happen. Like, it can't be like age of universe timescales we're talking about here. How long are you going to be calling me and telling me that I owe you money? And he said, well, like years. Like how many years? Can you put a number on those number of years? And he's like, 10 years. I'm like, 10 years. Okay, so you're going to call me for 10 years. I'm like, okay, I've made a decision. It's worth 10 years of phone calls and not paying this. So that is my position. I'm just not going to pay it. I'd rather do 10 years of phone calls. And so that was it. And then it ended by them stop calling me, I guess. The whole thing, they called me for 3 years on and off. There's 3 different collection agencies that it went through, at least the different names. It could have been the same agency with different names. But yeah, man. It's like, fuck Bell, honestly.
Dude, perfect way to end it. All right, man. I had to pee anyway. So it was, I've heard that story before.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay. No, I know you're really passionate about Bell, and I don't give them any money. Just Mark does. But, yeah. Oh, man.
As this message is brought to you through the infrastructure of Bell.
Yeah, and that's Bell, specific to Ontario, not Bell Alliant, the East Coast. You know they're different. True.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just wanted to point that out because they do a lot of charity work involving Bell Alliant. Make sure that's actually a different company. I mean, they're obviously related, but they're actually totally separate entities. But anyway, I would never do charity work for Bell, Geoff. Just so.
That's right.
Yes, they are separate. But Bell Alliant, man, and on the East Coast. So now that I'm forced to look for properties, I've been. Sometimes you just take a peek at what other cities are like, and oh man, Halifax looks like a really good place to move, man. I don't know if you've ever looked for property in Halifax, but after you look for houses in Toronto, and then you go look at houses in Halifax, you'll be looking at plane tickets right away. Because I think the amount I could save, I could fly to Toronto every month, maybe a couple times, and live on the ocean in a big home that actually fits my family. Pretty crazy. And have great internet, by the way. Yeah. Wow, lots of submissions for this one. I'm not supposed to look. Dara got mad at me already. I think she busted me laughing. I was looking at some of these pictures. Some of them are funny. But nice. We're supposed to have only our first impressions, so...
Someone said store coupon is not working.
Store coupon's not working?
Stream Noobs.
Stream Noobs isn't working?
Maybe our store manager can check and see if there have been some successful coupon transactions. Maybe the guy's typing in the wrong one.
After the drink. She's on it right now. Okay, sorry about that. Stream Noobs? Yeah, right? Yeah. Anyway, that's the same one as the last couple times, I think.
Sorry, I should be looking at these pictures ahead of judging time.
No ahead of judging time. All right, yeah. Did you notice this thing, Geoff? So, it's you know what Papa John's pizza is, right?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever eaten Papa John's pizza?
I don't think I have. I'm going to look at the logo here again to refresh my memory. I think... yeah, so let's assume I haven't.
They're just, they're sort of all over, esports Twitter feeds as of the last 24 hours. They went ahead. I think it's the third largest chain in the U.S. I've never personally eaten there, but I look at it's another pizza. Like it's a mainstream, low quality ingredient, cheap pizza. But anyway, so I knew of them because I remember during the presidential elections in the U.S. The owner of Papa John's, I think his name's John something. Correct me if I'm wrong. He threatened his employees. With,
if you vote for Obama, I'm not
yeah,
going to be able to afford to
exactly.
employ you.
If Obama wins, then a bunch of shit's going down with Papa John's, and I won't be able to afford the minimum wage I'm paying you guys. And it made big news at Reddit because people were showing pictures of one of his dozen homes or whatever. And he's just like, he's the typical sociopathic capitalist scumfuck that has so much money and thinks he worked infinitely harder than everybody else and deserves it all, and everyone else deserves minimum wage and nothing.
Was he the guy that is building the world's largest home?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Because there was another situation where a guy said the same thing about the election while he was building the world's largest home.
Yeah.
And it was on Jon Stewart and on the Daily Show and whatever else. But
yeah.
Sorry, I interrupt your story.
No, that's it. I'm just in a weird place because I'm kind of like when I was younger, I'd eat that kind of pizza all the time. It's like, doesn't affect me. But at my age, it's like, shit, I eat that pizza, I'll be pissing out of my ass. So that part's not really relevant. But it's just that there was all this negative attention on the internet, and Reddit hated Papa John's so much. Like, just everyone hated Papa John's, during the election. And now, I don't know what they did, but they basically paid like 50 esports people, because it's like the LoL people on my Twitter feed, all the StarCraft 2 people on my Twitter feed, like all these casters, everyone's just like,
really?
Buy Papa John's, buy Papa John's, buy Papa John's. And honestly, I don't know if it's the comedian in me, like I don't know what it is, but it kind of makes me sick. Like it seems like really maximum horror factor. It's like, it's one thing if you're like sponsored by a hardware company, you're like, hey man, Razer sponsored me, and like it's relevant to my life and what I do. Every professional athlete is sponsored by hardware manufacturers for the sport they play. Roger Federer's got Wilson. And Nadal's got Babolat, and CLG's got Razer, and that kind of thing. But yeah, this Papa John's coming in. I know it's a big name, and it's good for esports because it's such a massively mainstream company, and the fact that they've caught wind of esports and they're putting some money into it, it's one thing. But at the same time, watching everyone just like all the hatred of Papa John's just disappeared. And all of a sudden I was like, buy Papa John's, eat Papa John's. Papa John's amazing. They're supporting esports. And like the lack of integrity from pretty much everybody, I think, involved in this huge circle jerk of Papa John's pizza is a bit disappointing for me personally. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird situation. Like I'm surprised at throwing money at it and getting people to tweet about it in esports, whenever else online. Does that solve the problem, or does it because that kind of marketing is transparent. It's like, yeah, you paid money people to mention that, but does that really fix it? Does that really?
I think, well, in this case, what they've done, so they made pizza.gg, because GG, good game, get it? So they registered pizza.gg, and then you go and if you order through this pizza.gg website, then you or with a pizza, or maybe it's pizza.gg.
Oh, you can support your esports people.
Coupon code. Then you get 50% off your pizza, which is actually, that's a lot off your pizza. So I imagine you're getting pretty cheap pizza. And again, I don't think I've ever eaten Papa John's. So really, if you live in the States and you want 50% off your pizza, go get some Papa John's. I guess give it a shot. I don't know. Really, my complaint is only that Reddit went from hating Papa John's to loving them because he threw money at this thing that they like, instead of taking money away from this other thing that they like. And anyway, at the end of the day, what I'd love to see is esports athletes promoting like healthier lifestyles. Like it's a bit of a shame to me that it's like, God, it's always gonna be fucking Monster and pizza. Like that shit will kill you, man. Like it'll kill you. It's really not. I really wish there was like sushi sponsorship, like healthy eating sponsorship by someone. It's like, because like I'm sponsored by water. Fuck it. Like hydrate.
Yeah.
No, it's always this energy drinks and junk food, man.
That's the biggest business.
But what's amazing is I guarantee the top athletes, well, top athletes in any traditional sport, and probably the top Koreans in esports aren't living off pizza and energy drinks. I would think not. I don't know if you can. I mean, I think you're holding your body back by not feeding it properly. But
yeah, well, why is bad food associated with gamers?
I don't know. And it's one thing, you know, in Pure Pwnage, it's the one thing we never did. We were always on that line, and it was always tempting to litter Jeremy's room with, if you recall, we used to have these talks all the time, like, but littering his room with pizza pocket wrappers, and actually that would have been closer to home to how I was in university when I ate just fucking pizza. It's like, what do you eat? Pizza. Oh, cold pizza from yesterday. Pizza. Oh, pizza, beer, pop, just like you eat like shit because your body can take it then. But at the same time, when we're making Pure Pwnage, we're like, well, you know, we're influencing these people, and there's all these people writing us saying, oh, I'm emulating the characters in the show. And we're like, well, fuck, you know, I don't want people to only eat like shit. So if you'll notice in Pure Pwnage that they're often eating like good meals. Like Dave's cooking a meal. We're going to restaurants having like a homemade smoked meat sandwich, and Dave's cooking up some shit, and they're making their own food, and they're walking outdoors to get food. It's not just coming to them in a pizza box in the mail. So I don't know. And it just brought to mind it's something else. I think we'll keep doing it Pure Pwnage. I don't think in the movie Jeremy's going to be like sleeping in pizza boxes or anything like that. You know.
Yeah, it's yeah, man, gotta eat healthy.
Jarett, point invalid. You drink diet soda. Do I though? Really? Anyway.
Yeah, there was that prize-winning photographer during the economic downturn. I think they took some shots in 2008 or whatever. Anyway, he won the American or whatever the press award for best photographic spread, and it was about the economic downturn. There was the famous picture of the officer going through the abandoned house or the evicted house with a gun. Let me see if maybe someone can find that, link it on chat. But in that set of photos, there was a picture of a couple that are shopping for groceries, and the caption says how they're struggling to have enough money to buy groceries, and they're putting like 2-liter bottles of soda in their cart and all this junk food, and they're obese.
Oh yeah,
they're two obese people, And I'm like, here's a plan for dealing with your lack of food budget. Just buy and eat exactly half of whatever the fuck you're eating now. Like, you could do that. You can eat half, half. It's called half is my plan.
Yeah.
And it costs half of what you were spending before. And you're gonna live.
That's gold.
Be healthy.
Yeah. It's so true. Well, I worked in a grocery store for over a decade, right from high school, early high school, right through all of university, everything. I worked at Safeway in Calgary, and so you have no idea, like what the things I've seen, man. The things I've seen, and the eating habits that are passed down. Like it's extraordinarily rare that you're going to see a fat child that isn't accompanied by two very fat parents that are passing on these sort of eating habits. And you'll see them fill a cart up, and they're spending $400 on groceries. Like they have money. They aren't poor people, but they're spending $400 on sugar, different types of sugar. The sugar's in the box for cereal. The sugar's liquid sugar and the carbonated liquid sugar over here, and it's like all this non-food that comes through and what they're feeding. It's pretty sad. I don't know if maybe our education's failing us in Canada. We're not teaching people at a young enough age, like basic nutrition and basic biology. What keeps us going and what does what. I don't know, but I think like right now obesity is like, isn't it like the leading epidemic in the States? It's the leading cause of death, right? I think it's like more than smoking, more than anything. It's like eating too fucking much, right? Or eating bad shit, right?
Yeah, really, like it's people talk about nutrition and education and whatever, like do you really have to, is it really an education issue? Like, I guess it is at the end of the day, but really, like, like I see so many products in a grocery store that I don't consider food. Like, don't call it food. Like that shit in a can. It's not food. It's shit in a can. You know.
Yeah.
That like there are whole aisles of like sugar water.
Oh, just water.
Sugar water, and it's like that. You know, that shouldn't be like consumed on a regular basis.
Dude, in fact, you do the half diet. I'll have a simpler diet for people introducing it if you think that you want to lose any bit of weight or you just want to get healthier. Because really, it shouldn't even like, fuck your shape. Like, you're not on TV. Because what you look, it's like really your health. Like, you want to live and wake up and feel good and be healthy. Here's mine. Anytime you're thirsty for anything, don't have what you're going to have and drink a fucking water. And that's it. Don't change anything else, man. Eat the same chips you're eating and the pizza and whatever else, even if you're unhealthy there. But get all the sugar water out of your diet, like instantly. No soda, no pop, nothing whatsoever.
And
just
once you've
water.
healthy, you can't go back.
You
It's
can't
not
go
like
back.
it's like, oh, tempting. Oh, no. It's like it makes you feel gross to drink that much soda. Like.
Yep, you have to associate water with thirst, and people have broken that. And it's natural, of course. Every baby's born that way, but it's like you break it over time because we're so used to like having flavor and sugar in everything we drink that. Now it's like, in fact, there's even maybe it's me, but I almost like when I'm in a restaurant, I feel like pressured to get a beverage that isn't water because I feel like the waiter is going to think I'm cheap or give me a dirty look or something, or I'm not supporting the establishment enough. You know, it's like if you just order a meal and no drink, you almost feel like a jerk or something. But you're not really, and I think if you make that one change, you'll immediately just start seeing weight just fall off because it's the completely empty calories in your drinks. I literally drink. If I'm not drinking water, then whatever I have either has caffeine or alcohol in it. That's it. There's my plan. So if
there's some drug functionality too.
There has to be some mind-altering property to justify the calories. If it's just the calories, just for the sake of the calories, sorry man, it's got to go. It's got to go. But water, man. Honestly, like, how do you know if you like? I can't remember whose rule it was, but it's like, how do you know if you're drinking too much or not enough water? It's like, have a water glass in front of you. If it's full, you're not drinking enough. If it's empty, put more in there. And like there's really no such thing as too much, too little water. It's like you should just be drinking that shit all day, man. Just
except for diluting your blood so that your brain stops, and which can happen. There was that whole hold your wee for a wee contest that went bad. Remember that?
Oh yeah. Well, she chugged a ton of water really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
the drink diet, by the way, that was the first time I ever went on a diet. Which I don't even really believe in diets. It's like change your lifestyle to permanently to be healthier. But I think like it was shortly after I moved to Toronto, and that's pretty much the only change in my life I made. And I lost like 20 pounds, like, and fell down to a much more like comfortable weight for me and that's all I did. I just like stopped drinking pop, and that's it. Stopped drinking energy drinks. Stopped drinking Gatorade. Stopped drinking. I even stopped drinking orange juice. Like just everything. Except for the occasional, beer at night or something. But water. Anyway. Also, you save money. Like, I mean, really. It's like everything you're drinking that isn't water is just like you're drinking cash, and I don't know. Maybe you guys are loaded.
There's that one Lemmy sketch where he's surprised that water comes out of the tap.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Stop talking about
talking about healthy shit. I know. Sorry, it's actually on my mind a lot because trying to get really healthy these days. But anyway, it's past the time. We're gonna put our cutoff. We're about 7 minutes over what I said for our picture contest. So if Femme Fatale could put those into a list or something and email them to me. If you want it to be a total doll, you could. A doll. I'm like 80. You could put them in a zip file for me and email them to me. That'd be really, really awesome.
This is Mad Men.
Thanks, Dollface. Sweet. How did you guys find out about Limmy's show? I found out about it from Reddit, and it had nothing to do with the quality of the comedy. Someone made a thread, and I think the title was just something along the lines of like, by the way, this is what real Scottish people sound like not this stupid bullshit Scottish accent you hear in movies. And it was just
and you could barely understand.
Yeah, and it linked to Limmy's show sketch, and you could just tell right away. It was just like the rugged, the real Scottish accent, and the first time I watched it, I literally could not understand what was being said. But then I watched a few more, and you start picking up on the accent, and then oh my god, man. So that's how I learned about it. Only because someone linked the accent. But then I started watching the show, and it's very hit or miss. Like some sketches, I will not even smile, and I'm not even sure how Lemmy thought it was funny. But then other sketches are just brilliant comedically, and they're brilliant socially. Like they have good message to the skit that you almost never see in television. Like really intelligent message or very humanist message, and I really appreciate it. And everything from, like, and I relate to so much of it, man. From him wanting to just swing on a swing and not look like a creep at the park, and to just the wristband thing, man. Anyway, if you can handle the Scottish accent, I know some people don't handle accents as well. I don't know if Stacey still can understand half what they're saying, but I'd give LIMMY' Limmy's show. Season 3 seemed kind of weak to me. I haven't seen it all, but season 1 and 2, it's peppered with moments of just brilliance. Where, in my opinion, it's like as high as TV comedy's ever gone. Like I think that the best Limmy's sketches, there's nothing better. Like it's really about as smart and funny as TV's gonna get, I think. Yeah, and Adventure Call, like Limmy's show, Adventure Call is a good place to start because it's somewhat gaming related. But man, anyway, really funny.
Cool.
And he's a gamer too, Lemmy, actually. I don't know if you know that, but
I wonder what he plays these days.
Call of Duty, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think he's an Xbox guy. I think so.
He's probably watching the launch.
Sweet. All right, well, I'm just waiting for an email from Dara. What
Do some judging?
I don't know what to call Femme. Do I call her just Femme or Femme Fatale or Femme Fatale 23 like her her Twitch alias? Do I just call her Dara, or she like don't tell people my real name? Then I'm like, sorry, I just did.
Chicken Man.
Chicken Man. I could like Chicken Man. I don't know. I could call me Chicken Man. All right, Chicken Man it is. Chicken Man or Doll Face. Call you that.
How do you respond to that, like, sort of like, call her sugar tits, someone says? Okay, like, if I was a woman and people were like saying that shit to me, I don't know how I would respond. Like that sort of like belittling somebody for, sexualizing them in a belittling way.
Yeah.
Like,
It's,
I don't know what
yeah.
what do you do? What's the standard thing? Like, it's like someone said, like, Dara wrote, how will I get my protein? And she's talking about whatever food we were talking about. And someone's like, I got some protein for you, Dara. Like, what do you say? Like, what do you do? Like,
I don't know. It's impossible for us to understand because I think you need to be born through like a lifetime of having that kind of.
Like, do you say like, no, that protein is not for me? In fact, but then you sound like a bitch, or you sound like whatever, like, or you say, sugar tits is not my preferred name.
No, what you say is, no, that protein is not for me. In fact.
Yeah.
You do not leave off the comma, in fact, period, at the end.
Like, what do you, like, how do you handle it? No, but ignoring it just seems like then the guy, like, doesn't get the message. Like, if you can't shoot it down and then stop it, ignoring it is like, guys keep doing it. They're like, so, I don't know. But fuck off. Then you sound like you're bitchy and overreacting. You're like,
yeah.
Like, there's nothing you can do socially to stop that, and that's a big problem.
No, you return it. Because the man's imposing this male ball-busting alpha culture, right? So he's just trying to, like, ball-bust, and it's like, hey, sugar tits. And I think, like, what you do if you're another ball-busting alpha male, like, you alternatively, you say something similar back. So you call him, like, Tiny Peck or something.
Or sugar dick.
Yeah, like, well, it's like, it's all right, Tiny Peck, and then you give him a punch in the arm, because you always seal the alpha deal with a punch in the arm, right? So you just insult him back, give him a punch in the arm, smile at him, and then, I don't know, right?
Has someone linked a YouTube video? This is how you handle it? Oh, the Boondocks.
Stomp him in the nuts. You could. Oh, jeez.
Man, I've seen some really funny Boondocks clips.
Oh, dude. Yeah. That show. Have you seen? Man, the nigga moments are hilarious, dude. I don't know if.
Yeah. And the like, wait, I'm white. Like, have you seen that one?
No.
Oh, it's so good. Let's link it. We should watch it. I'm Googling Boondocks, I'm white. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, maybe we're talking about the same clip.
No, the clip I'm talking about is, at least the one that I was floored. Like, I think I was crying. Was just a very well dressed black guy gets out of a, or he's in a car and a gangster thug black guy like steals his parking spot or something, and the exchange brings out his inner nigga or whatever. So even though he's like an educated, well spoken black guy, as soon as he's like insulted, he gives him this flying double kick to the chest. Fuck, dude. Dude, honestly, I like watched it like I think three times straight. Just like the delivery of the voice actor, it's like, "What did you say, nigga?" the way the nigga climbs, amazing,
it's like,
amazing
it's like
delivery,
an
man.
Incredible Hulk
Yeah,
thing, right?
amazing delivery. All right.
Yeah, here I'm gonna link you. Another clip here.
All right, I'm just multitasking in the back here, saving pictures to be. Soon I'll be dragging and dropping them into the chat. I have to look at them as I say them, so what do I do? What is this one? Imgur, man. I should. Tiny pics should just be automatically disqualified. Ew. I'll show this picture though. Wow, I'm surprised. What? How come? Someone had a picture here of my old Facebook profile photo that was banned. Facebook axed it. Ah. Wow. Still thinking about the Papa John's thing. I felt I didn't close out the thought, but I'm not even sure what I'm getting at. But just some level of disappointment or something that really all it takes is for Papa John's to pay a bunch of esports athletes money to tweet about them, and everyone's just like, "Oh, awesome, man! I'm gonna eat that shit up." Is this oh. Oh, I see. That's the one where the white guy almost dies over a simple conflict and goes, "Oh wait, I'm white."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you've seen that.
So funny, so funny. If I was faster with screen reading capturing, I could try to drag that in here, but I'll end up just revealing all my desktop porn. All right, streaming. I've got the pictures, man. We are.
Let's look at some photos.
Are you ready to look at some photos? Okay. I don't know why. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Photo number 1. Maybe low, man. Maybe low. I mean, it's not the most effort, but most of the effort went into the thought of the image, I think. If you don't know what that is, then you're not as big a Pure Pwnage fan as the rest of us. But we did an episode. I think it was that 13 or 14, 15. Halo 3. When Halo 3 came out, it was a massive thing in the gaming scene. It was something that could not be addressed. and so we wanted to, as tastefully as we could, clearly by the trash can, address this the idea of like hype versus quality and whatever else. And how,
it really did. Like if you weren't there, it really did consume.
It
like,
did.
The media, like everybody was Halo 3, Halo 3, Halo 3. In fact, there's a great loading ready run video, like making a point about how big the hype was. If you've ever seen it, I think Halo 3 loading ready run. If you want to see it, really funny. But yeah, man, it really consumed everything. Sorry, I interrupted your story, Jarett.
No, I was just, yeah. I mean,
and like that whole special edition box, we put it in the show, and we were like, you know, this is amazing. Jeremy thought it was amazing. It was the future of gaming. But literally, no one cares a week later. Like all that collectible bullshit is just gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Xbox One generic background.
Yeah, I like the generic background. It's funny. Next up, ball's gay. I'm gonna start with the trash. All right. Next one. We've got a lot here, so actually I should go faster. Oh shit!
Maybe do multiple at a time. Or?
God damn.
Pubes. Okay. Play it.
I think this guy just really wants me to like it.
So okay.
Uh-oh.
What's the significance of pubes?
It's similar to Pew.
I guess so. But you know, he did a good job on your hair and the headphones.
He did, yeah, actually, and yeah, that's a bad mention. Better than this guy, Jeremy. When you have to point out who Jeremy is, you know you don't know how to draw a bandana. Cale records movie Ye. I got glasses on.
I don't know what the point is.
And then here's his Xbox. He's humping the Xbox, and then on this screen is a fighting game, and he's playing the Xbox. I'm gathering from this that he's playing the Xbox with his dick. Right?
Teeth. You know, you gotta put some teeth in the mouth, right? Like
you got teeth in your mouth and my. I want to bring this up, man, because Dr. Dre, man, did no one in the room tell? Have you heard this? There's this rap lyric from like, it's Dr. Dre's The Chronic. So this is like '92, man. This is '92. So maybe no one here has heard Dr. Dre's The Chronic. It's kind of like the definitive rap album of my generation. But you got teeth in your mouth, so my dick's got to fit. This is a Dr. Dre line. And that actually implies his penis is very small and no bigger than the size of teeth, right?
I don't know. I don't know how to interpret that one. Like,
you've got teeth in your mouth, so my dick's got to fit.
Maybe it's implied that he would remove the teeth and replace them with his dick. But
then that implies his dick has you know a diameter of no bigger than 2 teeth, right? Which wouldn't be the large black diameter you would expect from Dr. Dre.
Yeah, you know, I have expectations of Dr. Dre's dick.
If it was like if I knock the teeth out your mouth, now my dick's gonna fit. It was like shit. It was so big before that I knocked your teeth out to make it fit. Then you're simultaneously like gangsta cool, and then it makes like more sense. Always bothered me, man, as a kid. Anyway,
I'm sure he's concerned about that. It's one of those things like, oh, I can't hear you over the sound of the tens of millions of albums I sold with those lyrics.
Sure, man. Anyone can use that excuse. My Photoshop is better than Kyle's poster color. This one was put on Imgur, and it already had like 4 comments from like random Imgur people. That's how big Imgur is. Next one here. Ooh, dude from The Office, man. You take it, and then you shove it up your butt. Alright.
Well, the positioning of the captions imply that you ask a question after he gives you an answer. Is this like Jeopardy?
I was gonna, yeah.
It's like, what should I do with it, Stan?
Oh, jeez, really?
Everyone's got to tilt their heads here.
I'm sure
It's like
there's...
an XKCD style.
Okay, so it's Jeremy sitting at a desk saying, well, at least it's more ergonomic, and his feet are on the Xbox, and he's using it as a footstool. It's a footstool, and it is hand drawn. It is hand drawn. That was bonus points for hand drawn. All right. All right. Here, let's see. Next one. Classic still. I am humping the Xbox. So again, it is a sex toy for Jeremy. It's a recurring theme.
Mm-hmm.
Did they announce like massive front ports or something? Like, is that where people are going with this? Is that what happened?
You got front ports, so your dick's got to fit.
Dude.
Saying.
Yep. There it is.
It's a neat sketch style.
It is. It's a neat sketch style. Yeah. It's not called Xbox 720 though, man. Was this guy not here for the big announcement? All right.
It's pretty good.
I actually think like there was a guy.
Ding-dong.
There was a guy. He made an Xbox Infinity logo. I don't know if he'd maybe submitted it at school or something. He's like a design student, and he made like Xbox Infinity and made a really nice logo. And it was like infinite entertainment, infinite possibilities. Like had a tagline for it and everything. Like in my opinion, way better than Xbox One. Like when I look at what they announced today, I'm like, should have fucking hired that guy. Of course, they both have the same problem. One's like, how do you top Xbox Infinity? Like, what's the next Xbox? Then what?
Well, there are numbers larger than infinity, as we learned in our logic classes.
That's true.
Sorry, larger than what most people call infinity.
Yes.
The numerable infinity. And it's not infinity plus 1.
That is true. And I can't... what the hell is it called? Alpha something? No. Fuck. Do you remember this picture?
Yes.
This is the picture. Facebook. This was my Facebook profile photo for a long time, and then it got reported and banned.
No way.
Yeah. I bit her nose off in one tit, and I'm getting reported. Like, I don't know. She asked for it, man. Alright. This one here. You remind me of gay. Simple but effective. And true. So, yeah, that's actually the best picture. Doesn't it seem awfully plain too? Like it just seems like that one more piece for your entertainment center that looks just almost looks like it could be racked, right? I mean,
yeah.
Doesn't look like the source of fun. It looks like a really anyway.
Well, you know what? They they probably researched and focus grouped the shit out of it to come up with this. I'm sure they spent a lot of time and money.
This is the controller.
Xbox One is licking both my balls.
It's licking both his balls. Hand drawn, licking both balls. All right.
Not bad.
It's all right. It's all right. Not bad. We're getting near there. I think there's 5 left. Okay. Oh, that's actually very similar to a previous one. And that's not the same one. Dude, my thoughts exactly.
That's a weird font.
It is a weird font.
Looks like it's from a movie or something.
It looks like a Quake font, no? Or, I don't know. Alright, I'm holding an X. Looks like I'm in Krull. Remember that movie, Geoff?
I haven't seen it.
Krull?
No.
Oh, it's... I wouldn't recommend it or anything if we were 6 again, but it was from our youth. It's like that movie with he has like this 4 or 5 pointed star thing, and he throws it and it just sort of flies.
Oh
Isn't that like the
yeah, I
magic
remember
weapon?
something about that.
It was around the time of Yor. Have you ever seen Yor? Well, hold on, actually. Yor, Y-O-R. Yor, the hunter from the future. Yeah, that's it.
Man,
Yes.
it's just remarkable how these movies got made. Like,
I know.
I guess it was a different time. Like, it's just so
Look at this.
cheeseball.
3.7. So there was a period. I was 5 or 6 years old, I think, whenever I discovered this movie in Blockbuster, and I remember every time we went back, I had asked to rent it again. So my parents must have been so happy with me. All I ever wanted to watch for a period of like 2 months was Yor, because I enjoyed it so much. So. I don't know, maybe it was made for 5-year-olds, I don't know. But he's an extremely blonde prehistoric warrior that comes to question his origins, particularly with regard to a mysterious medallion that he wears. Yeah, 3.7 on IMDb. Anyway,
Oh,
alright, Xbox One, more like Xbox done. You may even thought up a catchphrase and everything.
and
Nice
you're burning it
Nice drawing.
for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
Must burn.
Hey, this is oh, so I realize I'm actually trying to manipulate the stream. All right, that one's I kind of like that one, man. I think that's
Remember that old video of that guy that bought was it a Wii or whatever console? I'm just gonna do console. And he went out and smashed it in front of the lineup.
yeah. And people are like, why would you do that? And I'm like, well, because he made 4 times the value on his YouTube views.
Yeah.
And then he went, and it's still such a dick move when it, regardless of how much he's making on it. It's like when there's such a limited supply of something, and all those people wanted to go home and like play it and extract so much fun from it, and he just smashed it in front of him.
Yeah.
But hey, man,
So-
that's why he did it.
So is it voice control to turn on? Is that one of the features? Xbox on.
I think so. Although I wasn't watching because we were in the stream, but someone else made a comment earlier about. I saw some comment earlier about how in 2 words you can like be watching TV or Skyping or something. And someone suggested like talking to it, so maybe someone in the chat could confirm. It's stupid. Anyway.
Because like.
But dude,
a big problem in my life is having to push buttons to turn devices on.
Oh, dude, every single day I'm just questioning my own existence.
I know. If there's only some way to not have to push a button.
If I could just talk and then have it not understand, and talk again. Man, every single piece of voice technology I've ever used has I'll say not satisfied. I'll be polite with it.
Well, they've gone away. Like, I think that the big telecom companies used to have, like, if you want support, say support. If you want blah, they used to do all that, like, talk out loud bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they all went back to just fucking buttons on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Because, hey, the buttons are there on the phone, and,
Yeah.
and that's how you get through the menu fastest.
Oh yeah, well, even Google, and there was Siri, and then Google had their voice search stuff that I've tried to use before, and I've never been like, take me to Geoff's house, and it's like, bang, you're on the way. Like, it's always, you're asking 3 or 4 or 5 times, and then picking the right answer, and it ends up, like, basically, I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I've used that technology, and it resulted in me spending less time getting the info that I wanted, or getting something accomplished that I wanted, versus, like, being able to just turn it on, or hands-on. And again, maybe I'm old, and everyone in the future will be talking instead. It just seems so lazy. So Doug's eating it? Is that the... See, this is the hoagie guy, man, isn't it? So this guy's strategizing. He saw the picture that won last time. He's like, well, if he ate the hoagie, maybe he'll eat his way to victory again, man. That is a great still. But, all right. So, Geoff, do you have any favorites? Can you remember any of those?
They were also memorable.
They were. There was for if it wasn't for this guy here, for this guy, if he'd only turned his around, it's not so bad. I mean, it's not like there's tons of effort, but at least he followed all the rules. That one, he followed all the rules. There was this one which I thought actually, with the color and everything. Like, I mean, it's not just stick figures. Look at the paisley design in the bandana. Like, I mean, he put a few minutes into this one. Spelled noobs, the fire. Even thought up a phrase. Xbox One, more like Xbox Done, right?
How many prizes are we giving away?
I think we've got 2 dog tag coupons from my dog tag, so you can just go get it free, and then you customize them again for free, and then whatever we want to give away for Noob Store. So basically, minimum 2 prizes, or maximum 2 prizes.
Dara just linked in Skype chat a late entry that is really quality. It looks like.
All right. UKHGQ. All right. Let's bring this bad boy in here. Huh.
So.
Well, that is, yeah. So he went with the how does Jeremy use a new Xbox, and Jeremy noobs out on it, man. Twittering. It's still funny. Again, quality drawing. That's hand drawn and scanned, I guess, right?
Looks like. But the concept is just Jeremy on Twitter, though. It
is just Jeremy on Twitter, yeah. Yeah. But he's insulting people on Twitter because that's how you own people on the new Xbox. See, it's not just Jeremy on Twitter, it's Jeremy on Twitter being Jeremy. The owner at the owner, It's a thin field today.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think that's worth dog tags, at least, that guy.
Yeah.
So there was that one. There was this one. It's hand drawn. It's basically Xbox licks his balls, and then he draws that. This one, like, if I can admit, like, even though I know it's just a screenshot from the episode, but I actually did laugh out loud when I saw it. So there's that one too. So there's the laugh out loud award, right?
You'll say his name during sex.
Oh yes, this guy. Whoever drew this, yes. I'll say your name. Preferably, it's an obviously male name. Only because it'd be funnier that way. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm not even getting hot linked here. I got copy paste stuff. There was more. Oh, chicken.
Oh, someone's got you using an Xbox One to prop open a window.
I see that.
While your game on your PC.
See that FKI.
And you have really gross ears.
I do.
Yeah.
Pretty weird. Pretty weird, man. It's not bad though, man. It's within the theme. Oh, see.
But it's late though, right?
It is late. Is it late though, or is Dara late? That's the question. I don't know, man. Oh, come on.
No, that's late for sure.
Why are you doing this to me, computer? And here's one more. What? FYI. I think I might have just forgot to drag and drop this because I think I did have it. Pretty simple, straightforward. I don't think it can be a winner, but it's a good photo of me, so I thought I'd show it. I like that photo. Okay. Well, oh no, more. Yes, it was an email. That was my fault. The one with the finger was not late. Alright, Geoff. Well, I don't know what to do here, man. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it up to you, and then it's on you.
Alright, it's all on me. I like that XKCD guy. I think number 1. The guy burning the Xbox. I think maybe number 2, and then the Twitter guy for number 3. That would be my call.
So you think
That's all on me. I'm making more people, no matter what I choose, I'm making more people upset than I am happy.
so you think no, not this one. This one for number 1, you think?
Yeah, that one.
And then which one's number 2? This one?
Well, there's a delay between us talking on Skype and you moving things around. So let me say top left is 3. Bottom right is 2. And bottom middle is number 1.
Bottom middle number 1.
Yeah. We should weight our votes between the two of us if you don't agree.
Well, I might have given this guy number 1 if his image wasn't sideways.
Yeah, that is kind of balls.
Yeah, kind of ballsy. If I had to go for number 1, I'd go with just the bottom right, just because it was the one that they colored.
Has someone started a straw poll?
You know what? No. Let's do that. Dara, straw poll. Do you know what a straw poll is? Oh, yeah, she just linked it to me. Can you make it? Sweet. We'll get a straw poll up, and then people can vote on their own. And
I'll be right back. I have to get some more tea.
Oh. Hi guys. All right. I'm looking at the chat. If you have anything to ask me in the next minute, I will just straight up answer you. Earlier, some people said, "How's the script going?" Good. Really good. I don't know. I'm really happy with what we have. Not happy that we're not finished it yet, but I don't know. I sat down recently with someone who works in entertainment as well. We had a big talk, and he made me feel very good because at the end he just sort of, implored me to just don't rush it because you're worried about being behind. Just make sure that whatever you do, it's the best work that you can do. So, I think that's spot on, and it's the best advice ever. So, I'm actually in a pretty good spot right now, and I'm really liking what we have. I just went actually. Sorry, I haven't gone yet. I just found out of a place that might be a core set for the movie in Hamilton. It's a fixed set that a lot of TV productions or film productions rent out, but I know the guy that runs the set, so we might be able to get a really, really, really good deal. And it's 6 different apartments all in a huge home, and all of them are totally dressed differently. So it's 6 completely different homes in one home, which is perfect if you're shooting. So I'm going to take a look at it this week. It'll be the first day of location scouting. I will take some pictures, which I'll then share. So we might be looking at early what Jeremy's apartment would be. And probably anyone's home that's in the movie is going to be probably somewhere in this one big house. So that's pretty cool. Hold on. Chat. No, Spielberg is definitely not involved in the movie. And I'll be honest, I'm actually looking at some properties in Hamilton too to rent because I got to find a place really fast. I've been given very little notice, and there's not much on the market. So maybe I'll be a Hamiltonian for the next year. I don't know, but that could end up being really convenient, actually. Will you ever come to Denmark? I hope so. I highly doubt we would film the movie there because we've never been, so it's hard to. Though then again, I've never been to Korea either. But I certainly want to visit Denmark. I'm a big fan of the Scandinavian countries in Northern Europe. Although I don't know if Denmark considers itself Scandinavian, but maybe I just insulted you the way that Europeans call Canada a part of America. I don't know. Definitely coming to Norway at some point. That's on the life list, no doubt about it. Don't do that. We'll get banned off Twitch. No titties. Put him away. You don't know how far. It's a widescreen. I can't even see. Maybe your titties are on stream right now. You don't even know. No, yeah, there was nothing wrong with the code, right? Because didn't some come through? Yeah, okay. Yeah, the coupon code does work, I think. It does work.
Ooh.
It does.
Will you guys be shooting in Calgary? We might.
We might.
Be there. Be there in June.
And we're going to be there. Yeah, we're going to be going back to Calgary in June. Geoff and I will be there this time. I was just there for the Comic Expo, but a very good friend of ours from when we were little is getting married, and so we're going to be there. And Joel's going to be there, so there's a strong chance that we'll get together. And whether or not we film stuff for the movie, we'll probably film something for fun, or do something for fun. At the very least, though, we're thinking of doing a really cool gaming night, right?
Yes, at Node.
At Node. This is all preliminary planning stages, but something that we can get everyone together to hang out. And if it's anything like our previous Toronto meets, it's pretty much like we'll go to Node in the afternoon, play some games, and then fall back to like a pub or something afterwards just for some pints and food and talk. And you can pick our brains in person if you live in the Calgary area. Yeah, we'll try to give you like at least like a week heads up on that. So in case you don't live right in Calgary, but somewhere nearby that you think it's worth the drive to hang out with us for a night, then you'll be able to do that. So that's coming up, right? Yeah.
Dota 2 announcer pack. Someone's asking about.
Yes, sorry. It's not ready yet, and that's my fault. My editing PC was actually not with me this past week, so I have it back today, actually. So I need to submit to Valve, so it's on me. Really sorry, but yeah, I've allocated some time this week, although it's not to be a dick, not my highest priority in the whole world. Kind of like really focusing on the movie, but we'll try to get that to Valve by the end of the week, or at least by the end of the weekend, and then it'll be up to them. So you can blame me. I'm a bad guy. Sorry. Yeah.
Cool.
Coupon code is gone. I knew I deleted something. Oh, I knew it. All right, hold on. Let me try to find it. I think it's this one.
Someone's asking what we're giving to Valve.
Oh,
an announcer pack for Dota 2.
An announcer pack for Dota 2 that Geoff and I recorded. We recorded, I don't know how much, maybe a quarter of it on stream, I think, that night for an hour and a bit. We recorded on stream, and then we finished it up the next afternoon. And so, if you don't play Dota 2, it's, in-game, whether you're a spectator or playing or whatever, there's announcers that say things like, kill, first blood, that kind of stuff. And they allow you can make your own, and then you can put them on the store and people can use them. So we're going to have Jeremy saying lots of cool, funny stuff. And if you didn't see the Dota 2 stream, you might want to see it, because I've heard it's memorable. From what I don't have that much memory of the stream, but I'm told after the fact there were some moments. I'm looking at a late entry here. Thanks, Daddy. Best day ever trains and is that my son? Too bad you're late, man. You might have got some dog tags.
So you guys are standing on a house, or what is this?
I think so. I think.
Or you're riding the train. Ah. It's a train.
Oh, you picked that up. It's a train. Oh, okay. Pretty scary looking train. People keep saying vasectomy. Somebody even said his whole life was... What did he say? My whole life has been based around vasectomy or something. I don't know. There's been no... I feel bad. I'm starting to feel bad about the vasectomy. There's no plans to make a vasectomy. But if I were to ever work on a single-player game, I would have to incorporate the Vasucks into the single-player game for sure. Well, I guarantee if I ever get into game development, there's a character with 2 big knives in his hands. It's just that all the no's and chat. No, I'm so sorry. I still I still think about and actually work on game design a lot because sometimes you can't help it when you're inspired to do something. And but everything I work on is so, it's so esports related in terms of design. Everything. So, and Vasectomy was really more about creating the best ever like single player boss fight experience. Was the motivation more so than creating,
Well, Riot Games should get on a vasectomy champ.
Dude.
Like
they could
Vasek.
Dude.
Would be the attack,
Oh my god, man. If
like
there's
a melee fighter.
Yeah. Someone has to submit that. Someone make a cool skin for it, put it on League, /League, Reddit. Oh, Vasek. That'd be actually really cool, man. Yeah. I could do the voice work.
Mm-hmm.
Pro bono. Happy to. Yeah, a vasectomy.
+1 damage against male champions.
Hilarious. A vasectomy Nocturne skin. That would work really well. That fits really well with Nocturne. Are you still playing League, Geoff? Have you played much lately?
Yeah, I've been playing now and then. Getting into other supports, like Lulu. I'm playing some Lulu.
Oh yeah, awesome, sweet. Lulu's awesome. Yeah, definitely have to diversify, man, because when you're playing draft and someone else grabs Sona, you're like, shit. Mm-hmm. I was happy I saw the Dryad Soraka skin went on sale today. It's pretty hot. Only 260 RP, Geoff.
Ooh.
If you play Soraka, it's the most passive support in the game, I think. But her heals are just like disgusting. So you pretty much just sit back and heal. Anyway.
I still have yet to buy a skin. I was gifted Arcade Sona, and I haven't actually purchased a skin. I thought I'd get into it.
Oh, really?
Still not.
Well, you've got the best Sona skin, and that's your main. So
it's true, yeah.
What are you gonna do? But yeah, no, I'm still hunting, waiting for skins, man. I get excited for the sales. It's cheesy, but yeah, games today. I don't know. Like it's almost 4 already. It's in fact because earlier we didn't have a game lined up for today, and I know that people are like, oh, don't do League again, because if we don't specifically prepare something, that's easy for us to fall back to because we both have it installed and it works. And today, Joel was supposed to be on, so I thought we would just have like a big talk. And do the talk again. And given that we've only got 20 minutes left, I thought we might as well just close that with a talk, right? We actually don't really have enough time to play a game of League. Actually, I'll probably get kicked out before the game is done. Right? Are you feeling that, Geoff? Or
yeah.
Yeah. I like 11 this morning. I'm like, oh, we try to arrange some last minute thing, but it's like, at the end of the day, yeah, I don't want to just rush in it just for the sake of it. Although this might be the first stream that we don't play games. Would that be the case? I don't know. Anyway, we could do an Aram. I hate those, man. You ever played an Aram?
Yeah, I played quite a few actually, and I end up licking balls.
Dude, I lick balls at Aram. Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta shit. It's on this computer. I actually ball licked an Aram so severely.
Oh no.
And then guys were like, they were toxic player behavior. They were giving me some toxicity.
What?
After.
Kyle generated toxicity? I don't even believe it, man.
No, it was the opposing team. And
wait,
so these guys were like, I screenshotted this because I reported them.
Nice, good.
So they were like, you fucking suck, all you guys fucking suck, huh? Because they mopped the floor with us.
Mm-hmm.
And the other guys were like, enjoy your report. My other teammates were like, enjoy your report. But everyone on their team was just like, toxic. And so I wrote it. I said, ugh, Riot tries so hard to eliminate toxic behavior. I said, what can help you guys? And then it was all caps, fucking die, you're toxic. Go kill yourself right now, literally. Like, go kill yourself. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess, it probably does nothing, but I'll screenshot this and I'll report it. But they're like, go ahead, report me, go ahead. So I'm like, ready to report. I'm like, these players are toxic. They're verbally abusing me, and player I'm reporting specifically mentioned that this player doesn't mind being reported. But then that goes to the like tribunal bullshit, right? And isn't that garbage? Like,
But I don't even know. Nobody knows for sure. Like I don't know. They're not totally transparent with how it works. Apparently, it doesn't even go to tribunal unless the person has a history of a lot of reports per game. Like your average reports per game. If it's like 0.2 or something or whatever, then you meet a threshold. And after you've been reported enough, then your more recent cases will go to tribunal or something like that. So chances are that no one ever saw that anyway. A lot of stuff is done automatically via like leave or buster. If you literally AFK and leave, they know that. But I don't know. I don't have too much faith in the system. Actually, like I said, because Reddit and I think that okay, where am I going to start this thought? League of Legends is more played than all of the games on Steam combined put together. So if you don't play League or don't really appreciate just how fucking big this game is, because it's bigger than every game that's ever been made, ever. It's a good place to start in your mind. Now think that I think probably twice as many people are playing League right now than all Steam combined. So you have a community that's this big, and you have to somehow, police this community. And I totally agree. Like the best way to do it is to have. The best way to do it is to have the community police themselves and give them the proper tools to be able to do that. And I totally agree with that decision. But I just think where the tribunal fails to me, and it's not just because if you go to Reddit, every week there's some like, I got banned and I don't think it was justified. And you go to the guy's ban. I don't know if you've seen any of these, Geoff. I should link you to a couple because they're actually pretty funny. And you look at their case, and usually it has to be like 3 or 5 games or something, and then so all the tribunal users they're supposed to look at your case and then punish you or forgive you. And there's this case, and the guy's like doesn't really say anything. His teammate's shitting on him because he's having a bad game. He's like, "Sorry guys, I'm having a bad game. Like it happens." Like, "Fuck you, report." Like next case, like same kind of thing. Like a guy that's basically being passive, trying to be polite, trying to just say sorry, has a couple bad games, or picked a character that his team disagreed with that he should have picked. And then it's like tribunal goes like, it's like punish, and he's like, I just got banned for a week. Here's my case, and you go read it, and you're like, but that's really fucking weird because the guy did nothing wrong at all. And there's people talking about, oh well, everyone comes in and spams punish. Then people are doing tests like, okay, so I joined the tribunal, and instead of reading any case, I just hit punish on everything, and here is my accuracy rating because they measure the tribunal users based on their accuracy. So they're like, oh, you're 99% in line with all the other tribunal users. So what's happened is people are gaming the tribunal, and they thought they'd gamify the tribunal to make it work better. But what happens is that people have learned the best strategy to the tribunal to win the tribunal is to just punish everything because nobody gives a shit enough to read the reports. And a lot of win to get to the simple point of the whole system fails at the moment where nobody is watching the tribunal users. They have no one. There's no what's the word here? There's no consequence for any of the tribunal users' behavior. If you look in real life, and it's a similar system, like say you commit a crime and you're reviewed by a jury of your peers, and you go to court and you're like, oh, I beat this guy up really bad, and here's the reasons why I did it, and a bunch of people look, and the jury looks at you and they say, hey, that reason. Now, if the jury fucks up or the judge fucks up, you have an appeal process, and if the jurors, if someone acted unethically and they made a decision they clearly shouldn't have made, as in you sent a guy to prison when there was no evidence, and I don't know why you guys did that. It was really dumb. I guess you guys all wanted a high jury rating or something, but the tribunal users need to have punishment be a possibility for being an asshole. But yet there's no chance of being punished for being a toxic tribunal user. So now there needs like another level on top of that. Which in that level either has to be Riot or has to be some other type of community program where it's like, oh, if enough people are reporting a tribunal user for spamming punish and everything, then he has to deserve some type of punishment. But at the end of the day, you can't have the system filter down to people at the top that can't be punished no matter what. And then toxic players can go there. And basically, again, the short of it, there's toxic tribunal users, and there's no way to deal with them at all. The system totally fails right there. And I've lost faith in tribunal once you see enough of these cases go through. I know it works for 99% of the cases, and I also know that they need a community policing. There's no way Riot can possibly do this themselves. There's way too many users.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
you just have to build a system that works.
Yeah, you need a failsafe. Like you cannot have tribunal users be immune, regardless of their tribunal behavior. So as soon as they figure out how to make sure tribunal users aren't toxic, then we'll have something that's really awesome. But right now,
Can you put the image? I emailed you the image. Can you put it on the stream?
Mm-hmm.
So we can all read it.
Is this you? Oh, this is you. All right. Yeah. Hold on. Save. All right. Let me just find this here. Drag and drop. Really props to XSplit for this software, though. It's like really made it super simple to drag and drop. And I know OBS is amazing, but OBS is not this easy to use, man. All right.
So let's have a dramatic reading of this.
Yeah.
Of this chat. Or I don't know. I don't know. What do you want to do?
Easiest game, noobs ever. Report yourselves. So bad. Oh, it's too long. Holy shit, so bad. So wait, this is all after the game, right?
Yeah, this is after the game. So the opposing team's like, return your skin, sell your skin. Sell, return your skin.
Says Osama bin Seaman. Yeah, like in my game it's like, there's a ban right there. Alright, easy skin, enjoy your ban. Get on it, sell, you made 2 people quit, sell, lol, return,
sell. Sell your skin, pussy.
Sell, says Osama bin Seaman.
So I'm like, Riot tries so hard. It's like, what can Riot do to help you guys be less toxic? Essentially, it's like so fucking bad. Kill yourself, literally. Go hang yourself, fucking cunt. Like, learn to fucking play. Report me, pussy. Like, give a fucking shit.
And every time I see a name like, are there 210 other the Rambos too? You can't think of an original fucking name. Like, oh man. Anyway, wow, that's just wow. He's so mad. He's just so mad. This was a normal. I'm assuming you weren't even ranked. This is just.
This is an Aram. This is like just normal Aram.
That's an Aram.
Yeah.
Just fucking learn, Geoff. Just learn this fucking. Did you set this off? Like
no, like we had no cross team chat. There's no other conversation other than all the conversation that took place here. So as soon as we finish the game, they start like ripping into us, and then the guys on my team are like, they say a few things that aren't insulting, I think. But yeah, I didn't do anything. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, just like I thought Riot would ban people like this. I don't know.
Yeah. I've looked at. I was looking at tribunal cases, and it's really amazing. It's actually really sad. Like when you look at the people judging, like there was some cases, in fact, where the guy was actually pretty played. He had he was like 1-9 or something. He had a bad game, and at the end of the game, his toxic teammate, who's been yelling at him the whole game, then yells in all chat at the end of the game, like, report blah, like, report him for trolling, report him, like, and he's just making sure the other team knows to report. And a couple guys on the other team, like, okay, done, and, like, after the game, like, as soon as the end game's up, he's like, report. Somebody's like, cool. And you look at the report, and you're like, holy Jesus, like, 4 of the 5 opposing people did report that guy. Because the guy told them to, that he was trolling. When he was never trolling, he just had a bad fucking game. So three people on his team reported, 4 on the other team, and the guy gets banned. And if you actually look at the chat, the only toxic player was the guy demanding he be reported. Like, the only toxic player in the game is the guy that gets away scot-free.
Well, it's probably a case of, like, 11-year-olds policing 11-year-olds.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be a system that works.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I think it works on the user end. The whole tribunal, the reporting thing is great, because even if your report goes into the bin and it does nothing at all, you have a feeling that you did something. Like when you, just hitting report sometimes makes you feel better. Like if you had a really toxic player, you just hit report, and say, oh, he was toxic, had a lot of choice words for my mom, and you send that off, and you feel like, maybe the guy will get banned, maybe something will happen. It's better than nothing. But yeah, the whole thing breaks down when the tribunal goes totally unchecked. In their behavior. So anyway, but I'm sure they're on it, man. It's like I think it's Riot's single biggest priority, at least from last time I talked to them, was player behavior and trying to figure this out. And they're cutting edge. No company in the world has done this research. Like they're employing like the biggest and brightest minds working on this problem of like, okay, so you've got a virtual community of 30 million active people. Like how the fuck do you manage this? Because they can't do it themselves. So it's interesting.
Yeah, and like once you figure it out, there it is for all games, for all communities.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it should be a priority for a lot of companies to figure this out, or they'll maybe able to just use the Riot model.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder how many players. I mean, League has so many players now, but it's a hard game to get into. I mean, you got into it, but I played, and a lot of people played, but it's a tough game to get into now. even just like as I've leveled Smurfs, like on EU, my Smurf finally hit 30. But it's like, you'd be amazed, man. You're like level 7. You've played like 10 games or something, and people are freaking out at you because you don't understand the meta, which is totally community defined. Like, there is no meta in the game. Like, nothing tells you that there are these roles that go in these lanes or anything when you start playing the game, and you're supposed to know that stuff. That's like totally not annoying at all.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, like there's a mutual friend of ours that started playing and hit level 11 and stopped.
Yeah, Jay.
Yeah.
Name starts with the letter J. Yeah, I know. Stopped because it's around level 11 when you've been playing enough that you start getting matched with people that are familiar with the game, and all of a sudden, you're like, what? I'm going to be Tristan in the top lane with my Garen, and it's like, what? It's like, anyway. And then you get told to get cancer and die of AIDS and stuff like that, and it's weird, man. So I understand why it's a big priority, because I think new user acquisition is obviously always the most important. I think I just got linked to the results of the Strop. Ooh. Oh, wow. Huh. Very interesting. So we put the... it's linked in... Can you link that in the chat, Dara? I don't know how to... I'm not going to try to screen region this in... Unless... Did they make this an image? No, they're not that cool. So it looks like the winner is close vote, and I'm surprised, but ergonomic sideways. So the vote that... and this is, again, curious. I'd love to split the universe in two, go back, and see Geoff suggest another number one and see what would have happened in the poll, because the one that you suggested number one did end up being number one. Not to say that that's why, but just, again, curious how that influenced it. So the winner, according to straw poll, is ergonomic sideways. And the second place is the Twitter, which is the more beige paper scan, right? Mm-hmm. And tied for third, so I guess we'll send a couple dog tags, right, is the Xbox One in the garbage and the Xbox Done.
AKA print screen.
Yes.
Xbox One in the garbage.
Yes.
But hey, it's the idea, it's the concept.
Look at the hoagie, man. Look at the hoagie last week, right?
Yeah.
That's how I felt about the hoagie. I was like, hey, but all right, well, that's it. The people have spoken, and I mean, we all see on our TVs every day. Democracy works. Always the best leaders, and always the most deserving picture finalists are going to win when you use a democratic system. So congratulations to Ergonomics Sideways. It's the Pwnocracy here. I like that. So if you're one of these winners, please email FemFatale your email address. If you won last week, if you're like the winner last week, email me back. I didn't get an address to send your Noob Store pack to. Did you get an email, Geoff? Maybe it didn't come to me.
No, I didn't get any emails.
Okay.
Winner. Maybe they don't care about free shit shipped to you for free.
You know what? And I don't care about following up too hard on that either. That's fine. You don't want free shit? I don't want to send you free shit then, motherfucker. Straw poll, thank you, Straw poll. Awesome service. All right, well, that made it nice and easy, man. Playoff hockey. You don't care about playoff hockey. Nobody cares about playoff hockey, man. I don't know. We got like 10 minutes left in this stream.
We should just pull out our dicks. What do you think?
Twitch would ban us.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I had that happen on another stream. I do an after-hours stream in costume, and not recommended. but if I have total curiosity, no, fuck that shit. Actually, I will. Does there exist? now it's all. Is there like a live streaming porn service? Like, is there a Twitch for porn that exists? I wonder. Like, is it such a
that would be huge business.
But like, there's definitely lots of porn streamers, right? Like, you know that there's like, if you go to a porn site, there's always like pop up. Not that I'd ever go to a porn site, but
look at how quickly people respond with the answer to this. We ask a lot of questions during the stream. We ask stream chat, about this game or about the Xbox news. But as soon as we ask for a Twitch for porn, it's like boom.
Dude, seriously. But I love this. This is like stream sourcing. I'm into like something, dash sourcing these days. And stream sourcing, it's great because our fans they're so like, they're so knowledgeable of everything internet and gaming that yeah. Anyways, yeah, I was just curious because I know there exists stream. There's lots of people that have been camming for years. They make their living. Like, this is camming, by the way. Camming, because you're not a guy and camming and making a living. You're a girl and you're doing this. But nothing seemed like super turnkey. I was like, what's the turnkey like solution? Like, how do you make it as easy as streaming your video games? You just put your camera up, and then you get, because you can monetize Twitch. So what I'm getting is like how close are we to like someone can take a webcam, put it on their dick, and then like money comes in like the other side. You know what I mean?
And I'm on ChatterBait right now. There's a chick with a dildo. And
what?
Like, and as soon as she gets her tip goal,
I agree.
She's gonna put it in. I guess like. Wow, it totally exists and is totally like it's in 2 seconds I'm watching someone on ChatterBait.
Dude, I bet you're doing something else in 2 seconds, man.
Oh man.
Are all these people live?
Yeah, man.
What?
Well, just imagine the business that.
It's so man. I like the 80-pound girl called Fat Kitty. That's good. Wow. So how does this work though? Because it only says like 28 viewers, 19 viewers now.
There's like 425 viewers on some ChatterBaiters.
Whoa, ChatterBaiters. What is this? What is this?
Wow.
Anyway, I gotta go. I got something to do. Well, I got this camera set up, man. ChatterBait stream starts in. This is amazing, man.
Wow, like.
Oh wait, I'm not looking at viewers. I don't know what the number at the top meant then. Oh, it's their age. I'm like, a lot of people have 19 viewers, man. That's weird. That's weird.
Man, I can't believe I didn't know about this. Not in the sense that I want to like participate in it all the time now, but in the sense that like, of course this exists. Of course there's like a Twitch for porn.
Yeah. Wow. So wow, like seriously, one girl here has over 3,000 people watching, and it's just her and her boyfriend on a bed doing what they would be doing anyway, except that they turn on a webcam and just... Don't you just wish you had her dad's email address right now? Oh, man.
Can you imagine, man? It's like, what do you do for a living? Well, I ChatterBait.
Yeah, just wait. Yeah, I know, again, I'm going to have to do some research, heavy research on this, but I'm curious, like, I wonder how much money these people can make. Like, I really wonder, like, are these people making 6 figures just having sex all day on camera? Like, is that what it is? Like, is that the world's come to? Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Anyway.
$60K a month for the top, someone says in chat.
Whoa, a month?
You were like, oh, a year. Oh, a month.
Anyway. That wasn't how I wanted to close out the last 10 minutes. Wow.
Oh, man. Of course it exists. Of course someone's making $1 gazillion. Like, you think $60K a month is a lot. The owners of ChatterBait. Oh, my God.
Dude. Yeah.
Remember in the early days of the internet, like, we knew some people making a lot of money off of porn.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember thinking, like, okay, porn's saturated. You don't get into online porn because the business is saturated.
Yeah.
You know, there's too many porn sites on the internet to make yours. But now it's like, no, there was a lot of growth to happen. There was a lot of porn businesses on the internet yet to be invented that will literally make you island money. Like, you will buy an island. I bet $100 that the owners of ChatterBait own a private island. They bought it from ChatterBait.
Oh yeah, because every time I hear about some Twitch streamer or any like contributors like that making tons of money, I'm always thinking about the people that own the distribution network and just oh my god, so much money.
It's like that Chris Rock stand-up bit where he's like,
yeah.
Michael Jordan is rich.
But he
The guy
ain't,
who
he ain't
signs
wealthy.
Michael Jordan's paycheck is wealthy.
Yeah.
There's a difference between rich and wealthy.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Anyway, so if you know of more sites like that, you should PM me. I'm gonna do some research soon, trying to plan my life post movie. Jeez. Well, I'll tell you, if I was an attractive 19-year-old girl right now, I'd be doing some serious fucking, analysis of my ethics. I would.
Well, you just put on a mask.
I would. Dude.
You become that masked chatterbaiter.
Dude, yeah. Like, honestly.
And you got no tats. And...
Yeah, but that's alright, because there's, I'm sure, a whole, like, sub-genre fetish of no tats. And, oh, some guy said here masks are against the rules. And, by the way, you know too much about the rules then, if you know that. But,
Really? Masks are against the rules.
Why would that be? Weird. I feel like my brain fell out of my ear like 9 minutes ago. I'm trying to put it back in. Anyway, yeah. I was just gonna...
Where's like the chat great art form? Where's the like moving piece of art?
Yeah.
Debate.
Yeah. Oh no! I know. But no,
just wouldn't work.
No, no. It never would. It's funny. It's been it's something that's weighed on my mind since we very first started making Pure Pwnage. I remember, just in the really early days and all the work that went into making a Pure Pwnage episode, and our viewership was nice and everything. But at the end of the day, we would put months of work into an episode, and
you're still not, you
and then,
put your badge. And
yeah. You go to like youporn.com, you're like, oh, there's some like 4 out of 10 whipping out her vag and doubling our views, and that's it. And it really made me like kind of depressed. It almost made me like, completely change industries and just find something else I can do. Because when you know that no matter how good you are, no matter how funny the web series you write is, no matter what you make on the web, you're never, ever competing with the 19-year-old vag over there that took 2 seconds of production. And it's like, it's kind of a bummer, man. It's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, we're ending on a bummer note. Positive. Completely different content, though. Yeah, well.
They are. I know. It's just... But again, we're just human beings. I mean, people want sex. They're going to go watch sex. It's not so...
Well, it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah. See, bad things do happen every time you masturbate. God doesn't kill a kitten. An artist gets depressed.
It's true. It is depressing, man. It is.
Just basically what we're saying is you should masturbate to Pure Pwnage.
Yeah.
So, we'll try to get it in the right theaters to accommodate that.
Yeah. No masks. What a shame. All right. I guess we'll close it out. It's 4:02. It's been exactly... Yeah, an artist gets depressed. Imagine! That shit doesn't happen. Yes. Anything else? I'm just looking for last questions and anything to answer, but no.
Aram after? I don't know. I got some shit to do.
I can't right away because I actually am getting kicked out. I do have to go home and I have to pack up all my stuff and go. Yeah, unfortunate. So, no ARMs for me. I didn't even get. Did you play enough ARMs, Geoff, to get that symbol, that avatar?
No, I haven't heard about this. What's the deal? If you play enough ARMs, you get something?
Oh no, it's over now. It was like part of the promo. That's like if
you mean you can make it your profile avatar for them?
Yeah, you needed to win 10 games or something, and then you make your profile avatar. You just had to play. What? You get to keep a summoner. Oh shh. Oh, I thought it was ARMs. Oh shit. I think I might have just not got that then. Or maybe I do have it. I don't even know I have it. Anyway. Okay. All right. Ignore me, Geoff. I thought you had to play 10 ARMs to get some kind of thing. So yeah. If you are a winner, make sure to get your email to FemFatale23 in the chat, aka Chicken Man. And yeah, we'll be back. I think I wanted the next stream. If you're down, Geoff, I wanted to do another weekend stream, so not during the day, and at least for the next week, keep the work days just for work, and then do either a Friday or Saturday night. How's your next Friday, Saturday nights looking? Looking good?
Oh, you mean this week? This Friday?
No, too soon. Maybe like next Friday. If I said next
The
Friday,
31st. Yeah, I can do that.
You think so? You could confirm it right now.
Yeah, 31st is open.
Sweet. You know what? Let me confirm too, because yeah, I am. Okay, so I'll throw that out right there.
You know what we should do? We should do the next stream on Chatterbait.
Done.
We should just make an account.
Dude, we should. Nothing says you have to or bait.
Because then that way we can whip out our dicks, right?
Dude, we could.
Remember, we were limited by Twitch earlier
totally.
on.
Yeah, we could.
And then they'll be like, who are these two dudes with 400 people watching them on Chatterbait? They're not even masturbating.
You know, I'll take the Razer logo off for that one. I think we'll take that one off. That would be so funny, dude. That would be really funny. And it ranks by viewers, right? So we'd be like the top Urbate there or whatever.
They gotta have something to stop jokers from doing that. But yeah, we'll look into it.
We'll look into it. Yeah. Oh, I'm doing so much research tonight, man. You just wait. I'll know everything there is to know about Chatterbait by tomorrow.
You know what? We could even hire a legit Chatterbaiter. And then that way, you know, more people would know about Pure Pwnage, and we'd like combine the 19-year-old badge with Pure Pwnage. I don't know about that idea. Well, there'd just be some chick, like, imagine the two of us in a room, and then, you know, there's some chick behind us masturbating the whole time. And we're talking about gaming, and
well, Fem was saying she wanted to do an internship.
Oh, she wanted to be in on this
Yeah,
one.
that's right.
Yeah. Best stream ever, people are saying.
Yeah, it's all about picking up new... picking up... I like her response is like, I need more money for that. It's not off the table! Alright, okay, we'll close it out. I gotta get packed up and gotta take a big trip home. Thanks for joining us. We will do our best next time to get Joel in on the stream, and hopefully it works out for his schedule. Crappy that it didn't today. Yeah, so we'll say 99% for sure it'll be a late night next Friday night stream. And that time we will play games. And, yeah.
Alright, guys, we're out of here.
Alright, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Oh, yeah. Suck! Suck! That's